Yes, chat. Welcome back to another stream. Hopefully you guys are good. Smash these likes up on the way in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. To be honest with you, the reason we didn't go live because we wanted to watch the penalty and because we didn't want you guys to ruin it for us. But to be honest, if someone would have put that in the chat, I wouldn't have believed you anyway. that is absolutely insane.
If I had a dime for every time Mendy's caught a Panenka by an ex-Manchester City player, I'd have 2 dimes, but it's very weird to happen.
Brother, that is absolutely insane. For people who don't know what's going on about, it's AFCON final. Morocco get a penalty in the last kick of the game. The Senegal players walk off the pitch because they think it's not a pen. And they go to the tunnel. They eventually come back on after like 15 minutes. They come back onto the football pitch. Brahim Diaz, to win AFCON for Morocco, has got a penalty. And he decides to Panenka it down the middle. And Mendy just stands there and saves it. Absolutely one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my whole entire life watching football.
That is that is the GOAT of mind games from Senegal. There, you're not getting better than that. That is unbelievable,
brother. I can't believe what I've just watched. I actually cannot believe what I've just watched. That's wild. That's actually fucking wild. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing else we need to talk about then, is there? Football. That's all the football we need.
I know, man. I know. See you later, boys. Catch you in the next one. Yeah. But yeah, smash these likes up on the way in, guys, if you've not done so already. We do have the AFCON game on, so we keep our eye on that. But we are going to be speaking about yesterday's destruction. 4 games without a win in the Premier League now for City. Only 1 open play goal. We've clearly got problems. And we're now 7 points off Arsenal, who are at the top of the league following their 0-0 draw with Forest. Big up Danny, big up Jay, and big up Joe. Smash these likes on the way in. I'll start with Danny. We'll go on a panel just to get like a bit of a summary. But yeah, what are you saying, man, about yesterday, bro?
Well, you know them like City Ramble tweets where they say sum it up with 3 words. I can't sum up 3 angry words that would pretty much encompass.
None that can be broadcast.
They'd have to bleep it out. But again, all I asked for in the derby is 150% effort, and I didn't even see that. It was just out of control in the first half and absolutely disgusting in the second half. Could have been 5 or 6 if not for the big man between the sticks. And it's mad to me that some Italian knows the Manchester derby more than our own players do, who's been here for 6 months. So I'm fuming with it. Again, you win United home, United away, and it's borderline a successful season. But we had no chance from the off there. Grim.
Okay, big up to you, bro. Joe, what are you saying, mate?
You put out a tweet earlier today where it was like, how do you feel about it now that it's the day after? And I responded saying that I feel fine until I think about it. And it's just kind of like, that's been the way it is all day long. I've just not, when I've been able to do stuff and just like not think about the fact that yes, they happened, I'm fine. And then the moment anyone mentions it, it's just like I'm thrown back into the fucking trenches of like the 85th minute yesterday where it was just watching this absolute ignore the Premier League table, man. The Premier League table this year is absolute fucking dog shit. Like, ignore the fact that they're 5th. It don't mean anything. This is one of the worst Manchester United teams that I've seen in a string of long string of shit Manchester United teams that we've had over the last decade. Managed by Michael Carrick in his first game in Premier League management after being sacked by Middlesbrough, finishing 10th in the Championship. And we made him look like Arsenal. Like, we made him look like a decent side. And it's like I just can't get my head around how shit it was. Like, it genuinely is. Like, I tweeted this yesterday, but I think I don't think it's even close. I think it's comfortably the worst defeat of Pep's time at Manchester City. I don't think there's a more embarrassing or disgusting defeat than that yesterday. It is the worst by a distance. And I'm including the Champions League final where he didn't pick a defensive mid. I'm including Leon in lockdown. I'm including fucking take your pick from the dozen or so that there were last season. Like, it's worse than any of them. And yeah, and yeah, we've had some performances this season and last season where it's been
what
is it?
Oh,
What's happened?
Just put one into the roof of the net, bro.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Is it still normal time or is this extra time?
No, it's extra time.
bro. This
Mate.
Jesus just whack one in the top bins, bro. What the fuck?
Oh mate, we can't have this. We can't have this joy disrupting my my anger.
I know.
This is so
Oh my
weird.
God, man.
Shit.
But yeah, it's like the point is that like this is we've had some shit results over the last 12 months and some shit performances even just this season. But I think this is like so far, like it's levels above the shit that we've seen at any other point this season, and there's no excuse. Honestly, if Pep had announced after yesterday's game at full time that that this was his final season and he's done at the end of the season, I'd have genuinely just shrugged and been like, yeah, fine. Like that's how angry that I was with that game at the full time whistle. And maybe long term this does throw up some fucking questions about Guardiola and what he's done this last 18 months, but yesterday is another level. It's so fucking bad, and it just makes me angry thinking about it.
All right, cool. Jay, what's your sort of take on it, bro? Before we get into the weeds.
Yeah, I've tried to calm down a bit today. I got most of my fucking anger out last night, so I'll try and keep it chill. I completely agree with Joe. I think it's the worst performance I've ever seen by a Manchester City side under Guardiola. That's including himself as well. In that, I thought the team was all wrong before the game. As soon as I saw Nathan Ake in the starting 11, I said in fucking every single group chat I'm in, that guy's going to fuck us today at some point. As soon as he starts having to run back towards his own goal, he sees his arse and starts trying to spring off side traps because he knows he's going to get smoked every time. We was lucky to get away with it 1, 2, 3 times. And then obviously we get hurt in the end. He's finished at Manchester City. Thank you very much for everything you've done. That's it. Rico Lewis, exactly the same. I never want to see him in the right back position again in my entire life. I don't care if you said that he was all right yesterday, LB. The guy's fucking shit, bro. Let's be real. Especially as a right back. If you want to keep him as a midfielder for a pity party, that's absolutely fine. He's got no spatial awareness whatsoever. One of your only jobs as a right back is to just bear in mind what might be coming from behind you. This guy's got no fucking clue or any spatial awareness from what's behind him on the back post. Never has, never will. Right? The game yesterday was lost in the first 5 minutes. Okay, I could tell we was going to lose the game straight away in the first 5 minutes when I saw Max Elaine and Nathan Ake kicking simple 5-yard passes out of play. Got their crowd into the game, got their players pumped up. They were pressing us. They knew we were shook. They knew we was rattled. The whole team was rattled then. Max Elaine is shitting himself on the ball then because he's made a mistake. Nathan Ake is exactly the same. We were shook from the start. And from then on, not one person on that pitch even wanted it. Not one fuck. Maybe Donnarumma, yeah, because of the saves that he made. Not one person wanted it. Yeah, and we talk about performances and not performing well, but the one thing that you want in the Manchester derby is desire, right? I don't care how fucking tired you are. I'm sick to death of these players being bailed out by saying, oh, they're tired. They're tired. They've played a lot of games. It's congested fixtures. They've been over. Fuck off. If you can't get yourself up for a Manchester derby and at least fucking slam into someone, yeah, to show some fight, to show some aggression, then get the fuck off the pitch, man. You don't deserve to be there. And too many big names who are on fucking massive contracts are walking around, shoulders down, in a Manchester derby, fucking 500 grand a week, whatever they're on, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about the fans. They don't give a shit about the club. As long as they get paid at the end of the day, they don't give a flying fuck. Every single player in the outfield yesterday was an absolute disgrace. Nothing short of an absolute embarrassment to themselves and to the football club. Straight up the worst performance I've ever seen. And that people tell me all the time that some of these players are world class. Yeah, these players aren't fucking world class if that's how you perform. Desire's part of being world class as well and fucking fight. Not one of them have got it. Not one of them. They're absolutely pathetic, spineless weasels, man. And like, you can't glaze it up anymore. But again, it's been coming. People were telling me at the start of this year, like, oh, things are getting better. Things are looking up. We're getting 3 points. That's all that matters, the 3 points. Yeah, it doesn't matter how we get there. It's been coming. The performances haven't been great all season. It was never sustainable. And now we're talking about, hopefully, this rebuild and improving on last season. But we actually look worse now than I think we did in December last year. I swear to God, the results might have not gone our way as much back then, but our performances look fucking worse, and they're getting worse as the weeks go on. So what?
Well, do you not remember? I actually did mention this a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a week ago. I said, I actually think our performances are actually getting worse.
They are,
like,
bro.
we
They
need
are.
to be getting better. Yeah. But I said it like last week, and people were like, no, I don't think you're being a bit harsh. I was like, well, I'm just telling you, like, based on what I'm watching, I actually think we're getting worse. Now, why we're getting worse, I don't know. Go on, Joe.
Can I offer? I know that Jay's just said that he doesn't want to hear this, but like, and this isn't, and I'm not, please, no, and I'm not saying this in a defense. No, I'm not saying this in a defense kind of way, because I think that this is a very avoidable problem that Pep has brought on us. That the players are knackered because he's refused to.
I can't.
No, but
not
mate,
in a derby,
used,
mate. Come on.
No, he's used 13 players basically for the last fucking 2 months. Like, I'm not like I agree that for a derby you should be able to get yourself up for it no matter what. But I'm talking more broadly here on like the performances deteriorating since, you know, November time. Like, that is probably because Pep's refused to rotate, and that's like and that's a problem, and that's for me is an issue that I'm not saying this like absolves all the players of responsibility for all these performances, and especially not for yesterday. Like, fuck that, no one's getting an excuse for yesterday. Although I think Kuzanov's probably the only one who comes out with even a slight bit of credit for yesterday, because I think if it wasn't for him in that first half, it'd have probably been even fucking worse. Like, and Donnarumma, but I mean from the outfield players, yeah, Kuzanov's the only one who he's the only one who I'm giving any sort of like minor credit to. But I think in general, the reason why our performances have gotten worse, and again, I'm not saying this to sort of say that yesterday wasn't a problem, because it definitely was. But this is what happens when you have Ryan Aït-Nouri available for like 3 or 4 games and just don't use him. This is what happens when you have Marmoush there fit for a month and don't use him, and now Haaland's playing 90 minutes every week and he looks like him. Right? Do you remember the treble season? We were subbing him off 60, 70 minutes every single game because, one, we had Alvarez who could come off the bench and be equally good, and 2, we were in positions where we had comfortable leads and we could bring him off. Now he's playing 90 minutes every week and he looks like a player who's played 90 minutes back to back. And this is
I agree with you. I mean,
and I'm not saying, and again, this isn't to defend the state of the performance they put in yesterday. This is, if anything, me criticising Pep for refusing to use the squad that he's had available to him while it's been there.
He does need criticising for sure. I completely agree with you.
And I think that's why you've seen it deteriorate. Now for me, on the idea that like this has been coming for a long time, I can kind of accept that a little bit because of the reasons I've just said, with the sort of the lack of rotation, meaning that we've seen Nico O'Reilly's performances have like dropped off a cliff because of this. Foden's performances have dropped off a cliff because of this. Haaland's performances are dropping off a cliff because of this. Like, all these players who were like, these 3 were like 3 of our most important players for the best part of a month, like for the best part, 6, 7, 8 weeks, whilst they were in form. But they've just been played so much that they've lost form. But even with that being said, I think yesterday is just such a fucking
What I want from yesterday, Joe, has got nothing to do with tiredness for me. I talk about it, just wanting it a little bit. How can Manchester City in 2026, with the best manager in the world, all the money that we've spent supposedly in this transition period, how have we let Manchester United Football Club want to win the derby more than us? We're in a fucking title race here. They've got fuck all else to play for. So how do we go into a Manchester derby and they show more desire than us? It's fucking criminal. Nothing to do with being tired. It's just wanting it that little bit. That Erling Haaland, man, I'm telling you now, the big contract that he's on, and I'll go and watch my video because it's not just signaled that on him. I went in on every single one of the players. But he did not show one bit of fight or passion yesterday, and you don't need fucking energy, and you don't need to be like fit as fuck to do that. Why wasn't he slamming into fucking Lisandro Martinez? Why wasn't he just slamming into Maguire? If you're tired, then you've got to do something else to cause an issue. Get our fans up. because their players weren't shitting out of tackles. They were flying into people,
opposite.
getting the crowd in the game.
Yeah.
The exact
Breaking our
opposite.
legs, yeah.
So if you're going to be a little bitch and moan that you're tired, you've at least got to do something fucking dirty, mate. Hold the ball up a little bit, bring people into play. 10 fucking year contract on 500k in a week. You're part of the captain's group in this club, and you can't even be asked to run. The video that I saw this morning, which got me even more pissed off, right, of when fucking Lisandro Martinez shrugs him off the ball when he's supposed to be holding the ball, and then he just fucking goes like that and walks around, and then he has the audacity in the 80th minute to start moaning when he's coming off the pitch, going, me, how can I get... That's part of the fucking problem, Haaland, because you think you're untouchable. Yeah, he thinks that he can't be replaced. He thinks that there's no one chomping at the bit to come in behind him, going, me. How can you bring me off in this? Bro, you're lucky you fucking started the game. Because if we had a half-decent striker, you might have been out before the fucking 90
I think
minutes
those subs.
started.
I think those subs by Pep were a big message being sent for me.
So they should be.
When we were chasing the
he was
game,
moaning about that and going, me.
Yeah, but
me,
I'm gonna
me.
I gotta
That's a
call
fucking
you out
problem.
here, Dojo, Jay. I gotta call you out, yeah, because you're talking about like, oh, he's been poor and that. Yeah, when we did the starting 11 on Friday night, you said put Foden in the team. I said to you, Foden's not played well for time. How come you want Foden in the team? So how can you?
Yeah, I'm giving the Manchester derby. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but is that not like contradictory though? Because on one hand you're saying
it's not contradictory because he's just taking the performance in isolation.
Yeah, but it's not
because
isolation.
I put Haaland in the team as well.
Yeah, but Jay said he was lucky. Jay said he was lucky to start, but you're saying
Foden. See, that's bad.
Yeah.
We've got literally no other players like to start as a striker because Mamouche was at AFCON.
Yeah.
But that's what I've literally just said. I said if we had a half-decent striker, then I don't think he might have already been out the fucking team.
My thing
like
is,
you say, but same as Foden, because it's a Manchester derby, he should have played. Same with Haaland, he should have played, even if there was someone like that was.
I disagree with that, though. I disagree with that. I disagree, and that's why I didn't have Foden in my team.
That's fine, LB. But you was moaning about Doku after the game as well, and you started him, didn't you? And then he was shit. So why have you put him in your team?
Because who else do we play? Who else do we play? McAdoo.
I'm moaning about him.
Who else do we play? We had not got any other players to play.
I had Semenyo, Foden, Cherky. So Foden didn't need to play either.
Yeah, but you've got to have 3 players on the pitch in that attacking position.
Yeah.
Doku has had a decent season. So that's a different comparison to someone like a Foden.
Foden has had a decent season as well at points. He's just not been consistent enough.
But recently,
this guy did carry through us through December.
But anyway, the point I'm making,
had a similar season to Doku.
The point I'm making is we've got to start playing players that are in form. Like we keep on playing players. Why was Cherky benched yesterday? Like that for me was just stupid. Cherky's been good recently. Yeah, he come off the bench and scored a goal at Newcastle. Yeah. This guy, he's in good form. He's been playing well. For me, this is the player that should have started yesterday. And people were saying,
not to
start Foden because he does well in derbies. But what are we just going to say? Oh, that doesn't matter then that he's been poor for the last.
But I have Cherky starting as well, LB.
No, I get you. No, but the overall point that I'm making is, I think going forward, we need to start playing players that are in form. If you're not playing well, hold. Bench, and that applies to every single player in the team. Now, obviously, it's a bit difficult to do it with Haaland because we've got no other player. But now Mamouche is
easy
back.
to do it with Foden. Now,
well, that's why I said he was lucky to start the game because if there was someone
Mamouche is back. I would bench Haaland and say your performance. Listen, cool. He might have been tired, and he probably is tired. Yeah, and he needs a rest. But for me, just because he's on 500 grand a week, don't mean he can't hold bench. Even if it's just to recover and get fresh, we can't keep playing players that are bad and just go, well, that's just is what it is. He just starts every game. No. If Donnarumma starts stinking out the gaff, play Trafford. Yeah, Gvardiol starts stinking out the gaff. Play fucking Huddle.
And I don't deny that it is down to Pep because we've been moaning about it all season. Him using people too much when he shouldn't do.
The opportunity
Before the
to rotate
game,
people
I was moaning
missed.
about Rodri and Haaland starting, and people are going, "Oh, what are you on about? It's to build confidence and all shit like this, bro. You'll have a harder game in training behind closed doors against your peers in the squad. They don't need to be playing against fucking Exeter City. What are we doing here? It's just fucking stupid."
I can't lie though. I do agree with you on the point of not just Haaland though, but like everybody else. It's like, bro, did anybody see like a late challenge or City player getting stuck in yesterday? How many United players have taken us out?
Because I don't think anyone got booked.
Rodri got booked.
Rodri got booked for that.
And Nico O'Reilly got booked as well for that. Do you know when he held on
It
to
was just
too
a
long,
pullback,
I said it today when I did the stream this morning. You seen that clip of Roy Keane when he goes, "Oh, I'll just take somebody out to make me feel better."
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Someone fucking take somebody out, man. And get the City fans up for it and get the players up for it. And remember that we're in a derby. It was, listen, you're not always going to play well, and sometimes you are going to, be shit. That's just a fact. But at least fucking show a little bit of fight, a little bit of passion. And unfortunately, I didn't see that one little bit yesterday.
We've got I think we've got one of the main things for me, right? We've got to talk about it. Is the fucking set pieces at this club, man. I've never known anything like it in my life. I was saying yesterday, a couple of the lads were around at mine LB watching it, wasn't it? We watched in the first 10 minutes Doku walk up to a corner, to take it from that left-hand side.
Yeah.
We watched it fucking P-roll into the first. Everyone in the room started pissing themselves laughing straight away. Just like, bro, we're supposed to be a serious football team. It's like a fucking comedy sketch. Phil Foden does exactly the same 2 minutes later with a free kick. Straight into the first man. I've never known a football team in football history that are more of a danger to themselves off attacking set pieces.
I've said the same.
I
do. But you know what's bad about that? Yeah, sorry, Danny, I'll come to you in a sec on this one. Is I actually think we've improved on the set pieces.
We actually have, yeah.
Go on, Danny.
That's the worst thing.
Is it not like a huge red flag that we don't have a set piece taker? It feels like it's different people taking corners every game. You've got Doc, you've got Bernardo, you've got Foden.
Now that KDB's gone, we have no one who we sort of like look to.
But even KDB's corners were crap.
It should be. The guy who should take him doesn't play. Marmoush,
yeah, he's the only one that's
but he should take the set pieces, man. I've seen his set pieces. His set pieces are good. He whips them in with pace. They're exactly like what I like. But obviously we've got this new set piece guy in. I mean, do you not remember? Was it last season?
Sack him, man.
Do you remember last season at home we played Arsenal, and this is when like the corners were going mad, and we had, I think it was Doku, Mark Gabriel in the box, and he should have scored. He headed. Do you remember? And he headed it wide. I remember doing the stream going, who the fuck has got him marking Gabriel? Like, some of the decisions on set pieces are crazy, but for me, like I say, it should be Marmoush who takes set pieces, but he doesn't play.
I'd rather just give it their keeper for a goal kick, bro.
Genuinely, that's what I said after those first two. After those first two that you just mentioned there, my response was just like, why the fuck? Like, United might as well just start booting out for corners and just like take that they're going to get the ball afterwards, because it's just like it was just so obvious that we weren't doing anything from set. Now, and then later in the half, we did actually get a chance, didn't we, where we hit it from our right over to Ake, who headed it across to a lane and sort of almost created something out of it. That was one good one. Yeah. And obviously their second goal comes from us just like fucking lumping it into the box with aimlessly, and then a counter attack, and then we're fucked. I just think we've got no idea how to set up for set pieces. We're good at defending them. We're all right at defending them, but we're shit at doing anything with like from an attacking point of view with them. Like I've never seen us like have. You know, when the opposition gets a corner or a free kick in a dangerous position, I never find myself worrying. So we're all right on the defensive side of things, but it's just when it comes to attacking, I've never got any confidence we'll get anything from them. Now, as LB says, we've actually got better at them in the last 6 weeks or so. Like, we have actually scored a couple of goals from like,
a couple this
semi set piece situations, or like even if it's just been like, even if it hasn't been like, corner header in, it's been like a couple of touches, but it has come from the set piece setup. But yeah, I'm kind of a bit baffled as to how a team that's as good as ours and has, fucking endless resources and can chuck money at the best coaches in the world can somehow still be so shit at set. Such an important part of the game as well. Football now is becoming so set piece oriented, and I don't understand how we can be so like. Look at Arsenal, for example. Like, I know that we all laugh at them.
You seen the stat going around yesterday, Joe? Where it's like 11 of their 15 wins, they like open the scoring with it.
They open the scoring with it, and it's mental.
In all four of their like draws or whatever, they didn't score a set piece. So it is
exactly 15 wins has been the first goal has been a set piece on it.
And we laugh at them for it, and we all say it must be shit to watch, but it must be mint to know as an Arsenal fan that if you get a corner, there's a chance you might fucking score it. And like, if you get one, there's like you look at it thinking, oh, actually, like we could score this. Like, this is actually a good, like, when like. It's that last minute of the game and you're pushing on, and the opposition give away a corner, and the Emirates just like goes mad because they're like, yes, like this is it feels like you've got a proper chance to score here coming from this. If it's the Etihad and we get a corner in the 95th minute and it's 1-1, I'm just like, well, this is over then, isn't it? Like I don't ever get the feeling that
we might concede, is what I'd think.
Yeah, yeah. This could easily be 2-1 to them, but I think, it is shit, and I just think it's just one of the things that the club has to. But fuck me, there's probably a laundry list of things the club has to work on.
Professional footballers, man. Who can't
the thing I don't get
a ball off
is
the floor.
thing I don't get is how does Haaland win like every header defensively on corners and you barely see him on attacking corners? It's really, really weird.
It's because in that sense, opposition players can do whatever the fuck they want to Haaland in their box.
It's what, he's not scored a goal from corner since the 6-3, has he? That's the only one I can remember.
No, I think
he's always front post for opposition corners, and then
why is he not? Why is he never front post and open play?
It's weird. This is what I mean, man. He's got this weird obsession with the back post, even like not off set pieces as well, where he'll just kind of linger in the same spot, and he needs to kind of fucking mix it up a bit or go and stand on that front post. There was even a couple of times yesterday where he was just stood in like no man's land, pretty much next to the keeper, and like weren't even really challenging for it either. And I know the people try different tricks to try and put the keeper off and all this shit, but that shouldn't be Erling Haaland doing that. He's the biggest player on the pitch, man. Like, what are we doing? This is why you've got to question who is making the decisions behind closed doors, who is employing these people whose job description is to be a set-piece coach at Manchester City, and then you go and watch that fucking shite yesterday. He should be marched into the office first thing this morning and been told, you are not fucking good enough at your job. Get gone.
Hang on, we've got another AFCON update here, I think.
Bro, Senegal almost made it 2-0. The guy just missed a complete open net.
Oh my god. AFCON, man.
How's he fucking missed? Oh my god, I can't believe what I've just seen.
Morocco equaliser now.
Have you got it on, yeah?
Nah.
Oh my god, he just missed a complete open net with no goalkeeper. He's just got to tap it in and he's put it wide.
Mate, there's 10 minutes to go. Better hope they don't concede. Otherwise he's gonna hate his life.
That's unbelievable.
On yesterday, obviously the players were dog shit. I don't think anyone can like dispute that. Like the players didn't put in the effort. It looked like most of them either couldn't be bothered or were too tired to be bothered. Whatever the reason, they just didn't put in the fucking effort no matter what. What percentage of blame do you put on players versus Pep? Like what's the ratio that we're doing on that? Because I think personally, Pep getting for the game specifically. Because I think Pep getting fucking roasted by Michael Carrick in his first Premier League game is fucking disgraceful.
Yeah, it's bad.
But,
It is bad. It is bad.
I'd say 30 Pep, 70 the players.
I was gonna say 40, 60 the players get 60. But the selection
I'm leaning more towards Danny.
Really, really, really bad.
I'd say more players than Pep yesterday.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The amount of people that have said this in the chat as well, by the way. Benno says I was there yesterday.
Bro, I said that as well.
That's what I'm saying. You said it. Yeah. Benno said it. I seen a couple of other people in the chat say, yeah, I'd probably say players. I'd say players 75, Pep 25.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, for me, whilst I personally wouldn't have started Ake left back, I understood why he did it. I wouldn't have started Foden. I would have started Shirky.
But why can you understand, LB? Is that just blind loyalty?
Because of
when I've watched Ake this year, the guy's finished, bro. So how can
a left back, definitely.
How can you watch that and then understand why he's done it?
Because I think he's looking at Max and going, I want to give him the best defender next to him possible.
The shittest on the ball though.
I agree. But I think what happened is I understand why he did it. I just think it completely backfired because soon as Ake in that first 5 minutes decided that he couldn't control the football, I think that then unsettled Max Allain. And then Max Allain was like a bit scared about passing the ball to Ake because he thought to himself, I can't pass it, he can't control the ball. And I actually thought Max Allain should not have been subbed off at half time. I thought he should have been.
It should have been Ake. Yeah.
But he actually subbed off Allain, and I didn't think.
I think he was just to protect him, mate, because he was rattled. But then again, everyone on the fucking pitch was. So it was a bit harsh to
maybe Pep. I think Pep probably thought I'll get a better performance out of Ake if I put him at centre back instead of because the problem was with Ake, like as much as his control on the ball was shit. Like I think it was his first or second or third touch where the ball got passed out to him and he just literally tapped it out for a throw in, like under no pressure whatsoever.
That was it.
And I was just like, mate, this is it. This game is going to be bad. Like he is not having a good game today. But I think even if you take that out of it, the problem with playing Ake at left back for me that was immediately obvious as soon as the teams came out is that the one thing that United are guaranteed to do to try and hurt us is get us on the break. And who is the slowest player on the pitch? It's Ake, and he's going to be put one-on-one with them, either Mbuemo or Ahmad or both. And it's like, and at that point, you are not putting yourself in a position to defend that well. And I know that obviously Nico O'Reilly is I think he would have started if he was fit to, or in any sort of like reasonable condition to do it. But I think we've gone over the sort of lack of rotation.
Ait-Nouri as well, man, was there. Looked good when he came
Ait-Nouri
off.
should have been given a shot, I think, ahead of Ake. Like there were options there to not play Ake, but
Ait-Nouri's a kind of player that Elaine could trust to pass the ball to. He was great on the ball, great first touch, able to dribble out of tight situations.
My only thing is that I think with the back four is that when you consider the back four is Rico, Kuzanov, Elaine, and Ait-Nouri, that's 4 players who the oldest one is like 23, 24 and has played like 5 games for City. And then you've got Rico, who's like 21 years old. You've got Kuzanov, who still doesn't fully speak English and has only been here for a year. Elaine, who's playing his 3rd or 4th game for the club. Like he whether we like it or not, Pep will have thought I need Ake.
But that's his problem though, because
it's Rico
just going with people he trusts. This fucking granddad gimmick needs to fuck off. Like I don't care about old experienced players no more. If you can't run and you can't perform, your experience means fuck all to me. Like the game's moved on, man. There's too many quick, fast, athletic players now for us to be going, we need the experience. If the guy can't run, the guy can't run. Get off the pitch, man.
The thing is though, if we played from Pep's point of view, he'll be thinking, well, if we play Ait-Nouri and him and Elaine have never played a game of football together and it's all fucked and the entire back four looks like a mess because no one's got any sort of connection with each other. There's no chemistry there of any description, and there isn't an experienced guy to sort of help sort of like hold the line. And
well, then we could have moaned about that in hindsight.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so he's fucked either way, isn't it? Like no matter what he does,
that's why I said, Joe. I agree. That's what I said. I understood.
But you
why
don't know
did
that
it.
would have happened because we might not.
But we can only go off. But we can only go off what happened. And what I'm saying is, I understood why he did it. My criticism is it should have been Ake that got subbed off at halftime, in my opinion, and you should have brought on O'Reilly. At left back, I think he took Elaine off, who I didn't even think. Did you guys think he really had that bad of a game?
I thought he was pretty bad, but it's his first derby away from home. He can't.
I didn't think he was.
I didn't think he stood out through by hesitating on the ball, and Donnarumma had to come out and slide it, bro. He nearly gave a goal away there.
That's the one. But other than that, I think he was fine. Like I think other than that, he didn't.
I think he was shambolic on the ball and a rabbit in the headlights. I
thought Ake was much more of a train wreck, though. If you're going to pick one to come off,
I agree. He was more of a train wreck. But Elaine, from those first 5 minutes, every time he was on the ball, looked absolutely fucking terrified. So I'm not surprised.
I think he was terrified because he had Ake next to him. I'm not even lying.
Yeah, he probably was.
Every time the ball came down that side, he'll have been like, "Oh no, like I've got a one-on-one defending to do here because Ake is going to have no hope."
Exactly. Let me come to some of these super chats. I want to speak about the midfield as well. Shout out to Aaron who says, Banana Republic football, where's the integrity? Bro, it was crazy, bro. That was just a mad situation that I don't know if you've seen the guy missed an open net as well. That was even more crazy, bro. The whole game's just been mad since I turned it on. Absolutely wild, bro. Big up to Amar who says, Pep beaten by 2 interims in the last 4 games while the tactics are a shambles. Carrick has come in and made United look 100 times better and nullified Pep's tactics. That is bad, you know. Getting beat off 2 interim managers in 4 games.
It's pretty bad.
I don't even think he's had to. I don't even think he's made United look better. I just think it's a case of the players tried and they did some basic pressing.
His tactics did work though, I think, because what they were doing, they were putting Bruno and the pressers were sitting on Rodri and Bernardo Silva, which was stopping our. It was allowing Elaine and Ake to be the players on the ball. And when they weren't able to pass through the lines then because they were covering Bernardo and Rodri, they had a man on them every time. That's why our build-up from the back was just fucking terrible. And then as soon as these guys can't find a pass, your Ake's, your Elaine's...
Well, did that not even make it worse in the second half then when you put Ake at centre-back? Because he's even worse on the ball than Elaine.
Exactly, yeah. He completely fucked it and Carrick did get his plan right. Because they took Rodri's build-up and he gets us out of so many problems at the back there if we're ever in trouble to give him the ball. And he just completely nullified that and just did not let him get in the game at all. And that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen Rodri play for City as well. I know he was hung out to dry a bit because he was on his own there. I don't know how we were so overrun in midfield.
Well, let me finish these chats because I want to speak about the midfield
sorry.
now. Shout out to Trey says, honestly, you guys, we need to have a serious conversation about how many players we need to rebuild. We need 2 midfielders, another winger, right back, Doku, Savio, bench players, end of story.
I disagree.
Savio and Bob leaves anyway. What you disagree with?
I don't
the
think we're that far off.
The Doku agenda is really.
I really don't think we're that far off. I don't think we need 2 midfielders, another winger and a right. I think we're a midfielder and a right back away, and that's where I ain't even close to Pep out. I ain't even like questioning him that much. But like the group of players we have is actually quite good, and I think the players are playing a lot better than it is.
I think we need a few players. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we need a few players, man, but maybe not 5. I don't know. Do you agree with the chat? Do you agree with Trey? Do we need that many players, or do you think Trey's going a little bit too hammy? Let us know in the chat.
And if we spend close to $500 million and we still need 4 players, you need to question the recruitment.
No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that.
I'd like a winger, to be fair.
Chat. Let us know in the chat what you guys are saying if you agree.
Need another winger after we've just signed one.
Maybe we still need to get rid of Savio.
I think the shit.
Become Chelsea then. We have fully become Chelsea then. If that's
I don't care. The shit.
Okay. Shout out KP says, finally we're getting to the crux of the matter. Pep has failed to utilize his team to the fullest. Favoritism and arrogance is killing his decision making, says KP. Big up to you, bro. Big up to LB says, I watched Burnley dominate this Man United team. And he'll say, we'll gift this shit to Spurs team. I'll win, you know.
Oh, if we lose to them, bro.
They're going to have another interim at that point.
They'll have another manager for that.
They'll
have Amorim, bro. They'll have Amorim.
Wolves on Saturday. They're unbeaten in 5. So, let's deal with Wolves first of all, bro. Big up KP becoming a member as well. Let me chat about the midfield, boys, because to me, a lot of the problems that we seem to have last year, which is our midfield just gets completely exposed in transition and quick football. You thought this year it would sort of be fixed, and I think it's improved. But yesterday, there were still so many occasions where Rodri was literally on his own. Danny, let me start off with you. Our midfield, has it improved last year? And why is it seeming like we're just still getting mad overrunning that midfield?
Well, it's improved from last year because the bar was that low last year. But again, I don't know what's going on. And you can kind of tell Rodri's still getting back to his best. He looks leggy. He looks slow. And it's scary. I wish Pep would see that he can't do it on his own.
He's got more open since Nico got injured.
I don't know what the solution is because I've kind of been against playing the 2 defensive midfielders because I want more creativity. But where's the creativity with 1 defensive midfielder? You might as well try it at this point. I think Rodri needs the support. So that's my solution. If it doesn't work there, then I don't know. Maybe you do need to bring someone in. I mean, I already think we do need to bring someone in, but until the summer window, because I don't think we're getting a midfielder, you might as well try the 2 defensive midfielders as against it as I was.
Yeah,
because I don't know. You gotta just start throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks. And that's
I agree. I think you're right. I've been asking for I know we've not been able to do it because of the injury, so I'm not like moaning the fact we've not done it. But I've been saying for ages when the players are available, I want to see Nico Gonzalez and Rodri in that midfield. And people will say, where's the creativity? Well, I'll tell you where the fucking creativity is. Number 1, Nico G's technically an 8. He said it in the interview. I don't know why people keep telling me that it's a 6. He told us in the interview when he joined, he's not a 6, he's an 8. He literally said it in the interview. So as an 8, part of your job description is to be able to do a little bit of creativity. Rodri, when he gets on the ball, can create and he can score goals. Yeah. And then you play Cherky in the 10 just to compensate for the fact that you do have 2 more sort of defensive-minded systems. People keep telling me that, oh, no, it's too like Arsenal, Zubimendi and Rice. Rice is not that creative in midfield. Yeah. So that's not a good comparison. It's just not. I think we need to try it. And if it doesn't work, then we try somewhere else. But let's be honest, this current system is not working. So why people are against trying something new is beyond me.
How many times do we get to the end of games or halves where like Rodri's been subbed on and it's like Rodri created the most key chances in the game, and it's like there is no issue with Rodri being on the pitch and next to another defensive midfielder and there being any sort of creativity issues. Like there's just none. I think that, and it's not like who you're replacing him. Like if we're saying that Foden's down injured right now, then who you replace? So if you have a midfield 3 of like Nico, Rodri, and Cherky, well, who's the player that would come in there that would create loads more than Nico or Rodri that were depriving the team of? Like Reinders isn't really a creator; he's more of a finisher. Bernardo's definitely not a creator. Kovacic isn't a creator. Like, obviously he's injured, but in terms of like other midfielders we've got, Rico's not a creator. Like,
I don't
none
even
of
think
these players
Foden is,
can
to be
play.
fair. Even if he
Foden's
was
not
fit,
been much of
yeah,
a creator
I
this
think Foden
season,
is.
yeah. So I think like we're not. They say this like as if we're fucking swapping out prime KDB to bring in like Nico G next to Rodri.
And this
like,
is why Church needs to start every game, Joe, because he is the only creator. And this is why it's batshit crazy that we're going into a Manchester derby and he's on the bench, man. Because we talk about people like, I know I'm critical of Haaland sometimes, but at the end of the day, we've got the best finisher in the world on a 10-year contract. Our only plan for success would be to feed him. He's one good thing that he's good at is putting the ball in the back of the net. So if you want to feed this striker, why have you got your only creative spark sat on the bench? Like, what is the point? You might as well bench Haaland as well, because you're not feeding him with anyone, because it's just the same shit coming from both sides. You're not getting anything from behind from Foden because he's more of a finisher as well. There's just fuck all, and that's why it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Which is why I've said, Jay, for time, this team needs to be built around Haaland, and every single player, from the centre mids to the wingers, and I'd maybe even throw in the fullbacks, needs to be able to create a chance for Haaland. And if you can't, that's a problem.
Yeah, then
that's a serious
problem.
Then
you've got to blow it all up and change it completely and go with 3 fucking interchangeable quick forwards that we did last year when he was out. That was pretty successful. But then you're going to look at having to try and move him on. But which isn't going to happen. So you need to fucking put the pieces around him for it to work. Which we didn't fucking do yesterday.
I agree. Yeah, go on, Joe. What are you saying?
I was just going to say, like, on yesterday, like, in general, I think it was... I don't want this to sound like I'm blaming the referees here, but that decision not to send off Dalot in the first... Was it 10 minutes?
It
10,
is
15
bad.
minutes?
It's a
I think that takes a bit out of the players personally. I think if they look like, if you've seen that and you're like, this isn't
they've not seen it, Joe, at that point, to be fair. The players hadn't seen like the replay or anything at that point. There's only Docky that would really know.
There'll have been a few who might have seen an angle of it maybe, but I just think, I think it was just a case of like goes to VAR. But I think even that aside, I think one of the things that Carrick did well yesterday is he clearly just got him up and just went, right, I've seen this lot play against Sunderland, and this lot don't like it when the other team get physical with him. So what you've got to do is go out there and get physical with him. And they did it to the point where they were making a lot of shit challenges that the referee probably should have done a lot more about. That Doku challenge being fucking chief among them, like, that is a disgrace. That's not a red card. But it's just another thing that this team's not very good at. Like, we're soft. Like, it's just any time that a team gets even remotely physical with us, we just do not have an answer to it. It's mad, and I don't understand how, because we've got this team where, you know, on its day, we've got fucking Haaland, who's fucking 6'4", should be one of the most difficult people in the world to fucking be physical with, and yet somehow he seems to get, anytime there's a physical challenge with a defender, he seems to not do the best at it. Rodri's fucking 6 foot something. Nico's 6 foot something. Well, maybe not so much now, but like you got Diaz and Gvardiol, who are both like 6 foot something. You got Nico O'Reilly's 6 foot odd. Nunez is 6 foot odd. Like we've got a tall athletic team, at least in our ideal start.
3 of those players didn't play yesterday.
Correct, exactly. This is the thing. Like, but when we get to that sort of the second string of that whole team, like. Suddenly
that's when you see your fucking Rico Lewis's, who's built
that's it. You've got your 5'8" technical players that don't know how to handle a physical battle, and then we're suddenly in a position where, like, if the moment that the opposition start to fucking put elbows in and just like get a bit more, you know, a split second too late with the challenges to the point where a ref's not going to spot it and do anything about it, then everyone just wilts, and it's like we just don't. I still
don't think, even with the players that you mentioned there, the players that didn't play yesterday, I still don't think we've got a player in that midfield that gets stuck in.
It's literally just Bernardo.
It's Bernardo. Really a tackler either. He's and
the thing is with Bernardo, Bernardo does get stuck in, but like, I'm talking about someone that can fucking take somebody out.
Yeah,
Bernardo's like the snidey shithouse kind of way.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
When you look at your team and Bernardo Silva, like 9 stone pissed wet through Bernardo Silva's your enforcer in that team, you know you've got a fucking serious issue.
That's the point. That's the point I'm making. And not being funny, mate. Yeah, but Fucking Kevin De Bruyne said this last summer. And not even last summer, he said it
Called
last
them
season.
kids, yeah.
And I think we had a decent window, man. Like I thought our window was good, yeah. I thought we needed a couple more players. But the one area that they didn't address is the physicality side of the game. And, you know, our greatest ever player, in my opinion, came out last year in an interview before the end of the season and said, our midfield is soft. Yeah. The Premier League is becoming more and more physical. You know what I mean? And we didn't do anything to address that in the summer in that midfield area. This is why we're crying out for a player like an Anderson, like a Bruno G that can get stuck in. They can cover ground and they can get stuck in. I watched fucking Anderson yesterday against Arsenal. Oh, we need a player like that in the midfield that can cover ground.
Yeah.
The problem is every team needs Anderson. That's the problem. I'd hope that we have a bit of a fucking head start on it because we've been rumoured to be involved since, well, last summer.
I think we're going to get him next summer.
I think we're going to get him. It's us. But yeah,
this is another reason why I think we have to go Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, because we have to overcompensate for the fact that we don't have that physical demon in midfield.
Yeah.
So you've got to play two lads who are both over 6'3" who can just share the work rate.
Nico can put himself about as well.
He can. I don't think he's like a Anderson or like a Bruno, but he can certainly get stuck in. And if you have him and Rodri on the pitch, and just tell them, this is another thing that stresses me out about the way that Pep sets the system up about this Bernardo Silva thing. Right, everyone wants to talk about Bernardo, and obviously, there are literally the City fan base is so split on Bernardo Silva. You've got some people who say he's absolutely crucial to the way we play, and if he's not in the team, then we dog shit. And then you've got other people who just says a cardio merchant. My personal opinion is that I would currently play Bernardo. I won't when Nico G's back and Rodri. When only one of them's fit, I would play him in the team. I'd play him in midfield, and I'd say sit next to Rodri and do not move. And we've seen it over the last few games. Bernardo Silva is closer to Haaland than Foden is.
When's his best performance been this season, LB Bernardo's against Newcastle in midweek, where it was his job to sit exactly where we're asking him to sit and to be that guy doing all the dirty work. And then the very next game, that's when he fucking pushes back up the pitch again. Or we've seen him on the right wing in loads of games. That's not where you want to see Bernardo in 2026. It's fucking bullshit, man. I don't understand it.
The thing is as well, you're also dropping Foden deeper to get on the ball. So you've got a guy that can bang one in the top bins on the edge of the box in Phil Foden, playing deep, yeah? And then you've got a guy who can't bang one in the top bins, playing right now. And I just think it's
and Bernardo's only role in the build-up should be to receive the ball from Donnarumma if he needs it. Because it's like you said, Foden dropping back is pointless when Bernardo Silva can just do it. And Bernardo Silva hasn't been able to sort of produce in the final third for 3 or 4 years. That's not a slight on him because he's gotten a bit better at other things, but again, there's no point in playing him high up the pitch because he's not going to offer you much. I'm not saying he's not going to offer anything at all, but because I'm not one of them people who simplistically sort of scapegoats him because there's plenty of people who do that. And for me, that's not on. But again, from an attacking standpoint, it's not a lot you can really do with him anymore.
He offers you virtually nothing going forward, Danny.
Correct.
That's the truth.
Correct.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say nothing, but virtually nothing. Now, that's not me slandering him. I had him in my starting 11 for the United game, but I had him next to Rodri on the map. Yeah, I said, stick next to Rodri and just say, Rodri, you sit there. Bernardo, you sit there. And you just fucking marshal that midfield. And then I would have had Cherky in the 10. And I would have said to Cherky, obviously, you do have to track back. But your main job in this team is to create. Don't worry too much because I've got Rodri and Bernardo behind you. So if you lose the ball, you're safe.
Yeah. And the other issue with having him press far forward is if you lose the ball, he's got more ground to cover. And his legs are not where they used to be.
Well, I don't know if you guys agree with this, right? But I was fully ready for Bernardo to leave in the summer. Me, I thought last year was horrendous. Yeah, shout out to he was the only player I could stand listening to last season. But I thought he was really, really bad. Anyway, he stayed. Whatever. I thought start of the season, first couple of months, I thought Bernardo looked really, really good. I thought he looked fresh. I thought he looked like he had energy again. Last 2 months, he looks the same as last season. Why? Because again, like Haaland, we've run him into the fucking ground. This is a 31-year-old, by the way. I always say it's like having an 8-year-old car with 150,000 miles on the clock. We've overworked him. And in my opinion, we've done it again this season. First couple of months of the year, he looked sharp. He looked fresh. And I was thinking to myself, hey, up, we might have to go Bernardo back. Yeah. Same with Foden.
I actually think...
Same with Haaland. And now, the last couple of months, all three of them, in my opinion, all just look absolutely knackered.
I actually think Bernardo.
You know what? Go on. I'll let you go.
I was just going to say, I think Bernardo actually looks like looks good. Like I think he's one of our few players whose like performance levels haven't dipped. Now you can say that's because they weren't top tier to begin with, but like I think he stayed like a pretty consistent level through the season. Personally, like I don't think you can tell that he probably looks a bit tired and a bit more tired than at the start of the season. Like obviously, given the amount of football that he's had to play, but I think in this run of games where we haven't won this shit, this shit run of games this season, this year, sorry, in 2026, where we haven't won any of the games. I actually think he's been one of the few where I've been able to look at it at the end of the game and go, you know what? At least he fucking put a shift in for the whole game. Like we can say what we want about like lack of output and stuff like that. And that probably is, and that is frustrating when the guy's being put out on the right wing. I don't like that at all. Like I don't want to see it. But
that's never ever. The thing is with that though, Joe, that's never been a criticism of Bernardo. So it's kind of irrelevant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we all know Bernardo runs around and puts effort in. He's never not done that. So, like you saying that, well, he's still been running around and putting a shift in. Yeah, no one's saying that he doesn't. The point is like we need quality on the ball. And when Bernardo's on the edge of the box, you're not going to get that from him. This is why he needs to play deeper. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. The guy always gives 100%. He never doesn't. He dies for the club. He'll die for the badge. This guy's a legend, yeah. But that doesn't mean that you should be playing him next to fucking Haaland or on the edge of the box to asking him.
No, I don't. Yeah,
he won't do it.
That's not what I'm. That's not. I definitely don't want him to play up there, and I'm not saying that where Pep's putting him is good, but it's just on the specific comment of like. I think he looks like last season's Bernardo all over again. I don't think he's anywhere near that. I think he's like a good couple of levels above last season's Bernardo. Like he did genuinely towards the end of last season. Like say, I was at the point where it's like, you know what, if he wants to go in the summer, then fucking I'll pack your bags, mate. Because like it was that bad. But I think that this season he looks like a fresh player, and maybe in 2 or 3 months when he's been played into the ground even more for another fucking 20 games or something like that. Then yeah, we'll probably be looking at him thinking, well, thank fucking God he's going because he looks exactly like he did at the end of last season. But I just don't think he's there yet personally. I think he looks comfortably like above the levels he was at last season. And that's nothing special. He's a bit of like a metronome in midfield, and that's why Pep loves him, because he knows what he's going to get out of him every single game. And he's not someone who changes a game. He's not someone who's going to do like a spectacular like 10 out of 10 like on the ball performance or anything like that. But if you're someone like Pep, who, in this current moment, so many of our players are putting in fucking 4s and 5s every other week, Bernardo's like the guy who just, you know what you're going to get and it's reliable. And I personally, in this current state of things, like that. If this was the treble season and Bernardo was putting in these performances, I'd be like, mate, you've got to step up to be at the level for this team. But I think that just says more about the level that our team is current. Yeah, the bar for this team is fucking well lower than it was back then, and in that context, Bernardo is one of still like the players I would absolutely put on the pitch.
I think Herbal summed it up well for me. Bernardo is good in certain games, in certain positions. For example, I don't want to see Bernardo play against Wolves on Saturday.
Absolutely correct.
He should not be playing against Wolves. He should be playing Emirates, Anfield, Bernabeu. Yeah. United, if you want to play him, the big fucking game, the big clashes, get him in midfield.
He's a big game player.
One of
the people I used to talk to a couple of years ago, she was saying he is like a big game player in the purest sense. In the small games, he's like usually crap, which is like really strange. But in the big games, he's always up for it.
Because in the smaller games, you need players with talent that can stick one in the top bins or do a mad turn or do a nice pass. The people, because he's called Bernardo Silva from Portugal, people think he can do that, and he's not done that. He did it a little bit in a treble year, and now and again he'll fucking smack one in the top bins. But if you look at his numbers throughout his career, he's never had these mad numbers in terms of assists and goals. What is amazing about Bernardo is the work rate and his IQ, and that's why he should be slap bang in the middle of the pitch with Rodri running the game, not right wing, not attacking midfielder. Yeah, stupid in my opinion.
On his goal scoring, actually, I would be shocked if, say, of his last 10 goals, I would put money on like 6 or 7 of them being headers. That's how poor Bernardo is at shooting.
He's average over the last 3 seasons. Over the last 3 seasons, he's, and considering he plays pretty much every game, he's averaged 3 Premier League goals a season. That's just proof, bro. That's not his game.
No, and the numbers are probably skewed. Wait, how long ago you said this was? 3 years?
Last 3 years.
Oh,
last 3 seasons.
I was going to say in False Down he was scoring quite a lot.
Yeah, I think his best ever was 8.
Yeah.
So
But
he's
that's
never
where,
been
that's
that
where
good.
Tuesday's quite interesting because he's suspended. So he's going to have to
suspended.
play. He's going to play
Yeah,
midfield.
thank fucking God.
And we're gonna see like who was actually right. Because if we get run through, then he was clearly doing something. Because Bodo are actually like decent going forward from what I've seen. They're like one of them Salzburg teams from a couple of years ago where they look bad on paper, but they've actually got some good players going forward. So we're gonna have to do some work defensively. Whether Nico Gonzalez is back for that or not, we'll see.
He should be back. He should be back.
We'll actually have to see how he sets up and
Yeah.
like if Bernardo actually was a key cog all along.
He
Because
should
I still
be.
think he has got something to give. But
Yeah. Should be
Okay,
dropping
let me
Rodri for that.
let me
Should
do
be
this chat.
Nico.
So I want to move on to the wingers. Before we'll speak about maybe two players who played well because we've cooked everyone. We've been negative the whole stream. So let's finish on a couple of players who did actually have good games yesterday. Shout out to Blue Cactus who says out and out goal scorer to challenge Erling maybe. Listen, I'm all down for that. The problem that you've got for that is they're never going to play.
No one's going to want to come and hold bench for a whole season, are they?
That's why Alvarez left.
man. Yeah.
So you've got a problem there. Like this is why, like he's just, what I mean, it's the Rodri syndrome. You buy a DM, everyone say buy a DM, like an out and out DM. We go buy a DM, then they sit on the bench for 5 weeks, then they play a game because we're resting Rodri, and they shit because they're not match fit because they've not kicked the ball for 5. And everyone's like, this guy's shit. Yeah, this is why the only thing that would ever work with a Rodri backup is an 8 who plays as a 6, which is what Gundogan did, which is what Nico G should be. He said he's an 8 who can do a job at 6 when needed. So and this is, by the way, this is one of the small problems. Yeah, first world problems. This is one of the small problems when you have truly world class players. Yeah, like Rodri and Haaland. It's actually very difficult to have backups because they're always going to play. And usually they're always in good form, usually. But yeah, big up to you, man. Big up to Trey, who says, fair on people takes of what I think we need, lol. But LB, man, Tiki did great things for us, but we literally have been set back for 2.5 years on average to bad signings as well. It's too many names to say. Yeah, well, after the treble year, bro, the whole thing just went to shit. Like, if we're being honest with you, I think everybody knows that. In fact, the club have already accepted it. They said the same thing. I think Tiki said in an interview last year that after the treble year, it was just a shambles. But listen, that's happened. They've got to fucking fix it, and I think they try to fix it. But this is why I say, when you fall from the top, yeah, it's fucking hard to get back up there. It is. That's why City were mega for years and years and years because we kept on making the right decisions. So we just stayed there. And soon as we had a little bit of a decline after the treble year, yeah, and it started in the 4-peat year, remember?
It did,
just
yeah.
The actual
lucky to win that title.
We had to win 16 games out of the last 16 to win the league. It actually started the very next year, and then they did nothing the year after. And then by that time, it all went to shit. So this is why I say the club need to make sure that every summer they buy in better players and not do another one of them seasons where they buy Savinho and Gundogan and go, that's good, because you're fucking yourself over long term. Anyway, let's go to the wingers. City Ultra in the chat's been putting this a few times. He said, still waiting patiently to hear what JLB think about Semenyo yesterday. Almodo shy away from the truth. I don't know why you say we'll shy away.
Why
from
would
the
we
truth.
shy away from the truth? He was shit, man. We said everyone.
I've already said this morning as well.
Yeah, very, very poor.
Shit.
But not just Semenyo.
I do think he played in the wrong position. One thing I will say about Semenyo, yeah, I did have him originally starting on the left-hand side in my team. Now, I don't understand why, as a player that we know Semenyo is, he's not the best on the ball. He's not the best at dribbling. He's a little bit clunky when he's carrying the ball. But what he is good at is putting the ball in the back of the net, shooting, finishing. So why on earth I saw him lining up on the right-hand side and we had Doku on the left-hand side, who's extremely famous for not being able to cut in on his right foot and shoot and be good at finishing. Why would you take this guy's main weapon away from him and stick him on the right-hand side when he's the guy that can shoot? He's the guy that should be cutting in, who can go both ways, who can swing a ball in with his left foot as well. He should have started on the left-hand side yesterday. So we didn't utilise his main skills, especially when Haaland's been so out of form recently. We need to fall back on these guys sometimes who know how to put the ball in the back of the net. How is he supposed to do that if he's on the fucking right-hand side, man, and he's just asked to cross the ball into the box?
Haven't Doku's best performances this season come from playing on the left and cutting inside? Like, hasn't that been his whole game this year? Like, I don't know, like, what's the...
But he's not. It wasn't.
What's this sudden
intentional
revisionism that
yesterday.
Doku doesn't cut inside anymore? Like, what's all this about? He's of course that's what he's done all year. Obviously, he's not going to. He doesn't ping them top
Doku.
bins from like.
Yeah, but it's all right coming on inside, Joe. But what's the point if you can't fucking shoot and score?
No, wait a sec. Because there's there's two Dokus. Yeah, there's two Dokus.
There's different Dokus.
You've got touchline Doku,
And
who I
inside
can't
forward
stand.
Doku. Yeah.
I can't stand it. I think it's fucking dog shit, and
Yeah,
everyone glazes it. Oh, because he takes players on mint and he does fuck all. And then this inside
That's the Doku
Doku,
the last 2 years.
who's fucking mint. Inside Doku's mega.
We didn't
when
see
he's-
inside Doku yesterday, though.
I've seen inside Doku for a long time.
To
Properly.
be fair though, and this is the problem is that I wanted touchline Doku yesterday because Dalot was on a fucking yellow for like the entire game, and we didn't see enough attacking Dalot from that point on. It should have been. In fact, both there, him and Luke Shaw were both on full on yellows for like more than half the game, and for some reason we just did not pressure them at all. There was no sort of like let's make them either push them into making a mistake to get sent off, or take advantage of the fact that they're not able to go full in on a challenge because they're both on yellow cards. We just did nothing to either of them for the rest of the game.
And for you to ask Doku to be touchline Doku, like we've said, and then you put Nathan Ake behind him as well, is another criminal decision. Like, if you're going to play Nathan Ake left back, who's not going to overlap, who's not going to drag a guy away so Doku can square someone up 1v1. So he's there getting doubled and tripled up.
Absolutely.
And all he can do is either go back to Ake, who's shit on the ball, or just keep going byline. And that's what we saw over and over and over again yesterday.
I would also...
One of the main reasons why Doku was so good at the start of this season was because of Nico O'Reilly, who offers that extra body, overlapping, underlapping. He drags someone away, and it allows Doku to be free then to go at someone 1v1. There's no point in him being on the pitch on that left-hand side, hugging touchline, if fucking Nathan Ake is behind him. I'm sorry.
I don't think that. But I go one step further though, Jay. I don't think there's any point in Ake. I don't think there's any point in Doku being on the touchline at all.
Yeah, true.
If Doku plays, stick him in that inside role, bro. Because everybody glazes him for taking a player on when he's on that touchline.
Yeah.
That results in nothing.
Yeah, because he'll beat his man, and then his cross. It's like watching Jesus Navas hit first defender almost every time.
And everyone's like, "Oh, he's fucking smoking the fullback. Get me a goal,
Yeah,
bro."
but what's the point in smoking the fullback if nothing comes of it?
That's the point.
Mate,
like,
I
that's
was
the
saying
point
this for
I'm saying.
2 years, and I got shit for this, like non-stop.
You know what, Joe?
What everyone is saying on this stream is literally everything that I said about Doku for fucking 2 years flat. And it was like, no, just a hater, man, just a hater. But now we're talking about fucking Nico O'Reilly is the only reason why he's good. Now we're talking about fucking when his job is to run at a fullback, he's just like, it's pointless.
Not the only reason, Joe.
Now it's all like, oh, when he runs at fullbacks, it's like, oh, but he runs at fullbacks, but he doesn't get goals or assists. Like, and we're all here sat agreeing with it. This is literally everything that I said for fucking 2 years.
But he was doing it at the start of this year when he was coming into those central areas. He was
no, I agree.
Loads of chances.
I agree, but I'm just pointing out that everything that you're saying is what Doku was doing shit now is what he's done for 2 years, and you've all been just like calling me fucking insane for thinking it. You didn't. LB didn't say that.
But I've got to say, a couple of people. This is. But people are not gonna like it. This is a Pep instruction.
It is, yeah. It is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You've got to come back to Pep on this and be like, the best we've ever seen. He's been here 3 years, by the way. The best we've seen Doku. I think we all agree on a panel. Yeah, and I think pretty much everybody agrees in the chat. 99% of people in the chat probably agree. The best we've seen Doku is when he's played in that inside role. Yeah, he can't, because what he does, he can go left and he can go right. And crucially for me, he's got a much easier way of getting that ball to Erling Haaland because he's on his stronger foot, and often Haaland's peeling off and he can get a little ball in. We've seen him do that a lot. When he's on that touchline, there's nothing he can do to get that ball to Haaland. There's nothing he can do. He's never done it. He's never created a goal for Haaland off that left-hand side, but he's cutting it in with his left foot. Never. So for me, I think you do have to go back to Pep on this and say, why after 3 years watching Doku play on this touchline, and then we finally see him start rinsing. He was one of the best players in the fucking league. Why have you then put him back as a touchline winger where he doesn't impact the game as much? So for me, whilst Doku did play well, I think, again, I'm looking at Pep on that going, I think it's on you for playing him in that position.
I just think that he's not been. I don't think he's been great since he came back from that injury. To be honest, I think he's been like his form hasn't been anything like that outstanding. But like for me, yesterday, I think you should have had Semenyo and Cherki because Semenyo's already scored more goals than Doku has in this.
That's who we had.
That's what me and Jay were saying. We got outvoted.
Yeah, I voted in the thing for your team.
Man.
Yeah, and I think that Cherki is showing that he is a goals and assists guy. Like he is numbers, and I think in a game like a derby, you need the guys who are numbers. And Doku, for like as much as I like Jack Grealish, so I'm fine with guys who play well and don't do numbers. Obviously, what Doku has done this year is very good, but in a game where I'm like, we aren't scoring very many goals recently, and it's the derby, and we need to win. I'm putting the guys on the pitch who I think have the best chance of getting us goals, and for all of his successes this season. Although I don't think the last few weeks have particularly been great for Doku personally. I think he's not been in such good form that I'm like, mate, that guy's got to start the derby. But I just for all of what he's done well, one of the things that he has not done well is goals. He's got 1 goal in the league this season. That's fucking pathetic.
He's got 8 Premier League goals in 3 years, bro. It's fucking shit.
It's shit. It's shit. Yeah, I think someone said before, someone said before that him and Savio are bench players. I'm not being funny, but Doku is in most teams for a 1 goal from the wings. That is bench player level.
But he was starting to show first starting 11 performances
100%,
when he was playing in that inside role, and then
but we've reverted back. So
and then we've reverted back.
So
that's
the thing is that's probably as much due to O'Reilly's form falling off a cliff and him being now fucking knackered and finally getting some rests between in his last couple of weeks, not playing left back against Newcastle, not playing left back yesterday. So these are kind of things where it's that's obviously going to affect Doku's performances as well, because obviously he hasn't got that outlet who sort of takes a defender away from him so that he can't double up on him. He hasn't got that there. But if you're going to do that, then like there is literally just no point putting Doku on the pitch at that point. Like if he
I agree.
Yeah, if he
I'm at the point now where if
Doku
Doku plays as a touchline winger and he plays bad, I'm not speaking about Doku. It'll be Pep Guardiola. I'll be saying, he's going to be bad there. He's bad there. If you play Donnarumma as a centre mid and he plays shit, oh my God, what a surprise. If you played Doku as a touchline winger, he's not going to affect the game. He'll take on a load of players. Everyone will go, yeah, look at him, he's cooking. And then the ball will never get to a City player. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll crash it on Doku if he's playing in that central role, the position that suits him best, and then he has a shit game. Well, right, you've had a shit game.
Yeah, that's him.
But if you keep playing Doku as a left winger on that touchline, where it's been proven now, in my opinion, it's been proven for 3 years that he can't affect the game via goals or assists. He can win me a corner, but we're fucking shit on corners.
Yeah.
As for shout out Briggsy, by the way, who's getting steaming in Boulder. I sort these lads out, Briggsy, man. If you see them today or tomorrow, man, get these City players fired up for it, man. Need a fucking W. But as for Semenyo, yeah, he was shit. He didn't really do anything. But I don't really know what's more to say. It's early. I'm not going to start talking about Semenyo. But to answer the question, City Ultra, yeah, he was shit. Right. Should we just finish off with a couple of positives? And it's not going to be long because there's only a couple. But let me just do these super chats before we do it, actually. Smash these likes up as well. Remember, the lads' channels are in the description. J-Talk Sport, City Ramble, YouTube channel, and Danny's on Twitter at Rodrelicious, man. So make sure you guys are subbed up. Big up to KP Masters. He says, brilliant question, Jay. This is on Docu, by the way. The answer is Pep's preference to stay true to his philosophy triumphs over the team's success and player abilities. This is a failure of the manager to adapt. I'm not Pep out, but he needs to be held to account. And I completely think that's a reasonable point. Yeah, we can't have an environment where you can't criticize the fucking manager. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's literally fucking Kim Jong-un style. You know what I mean? We can't be doing that, yeah? So, yeah, I agree.
I think he needs a fucking rest, and he's as mentally fatigued as the fucking players are right now. And we saw it a little bit of him last year when he was scratching his forehead off on the sideline and shit like that. That guy needs some kind of therapy or some ayahuasca ceremony or something in the summer, man. And he needs to get his head sorted because he's kind of becoming too overly loyal, too set in his ways, too stubborn, and it does hurt us, man. It does fucking hurt us, and it is hurting us right now because he's not willing to try and adapt and to try and change in certain games when we need it. So he's not bigger than the club at the end of the day. Even though he's the best thing that's ever happened to the club, you still need to criticise him when he makes fucking bozos, man. And there was plenty of them yesterday.
Nah, I hear it, man. Is it Ain? Big up to you. Says, don't praise Semenyo for being two-footed and versatile, then say he can't play on the right wing. Let's all calm down. One bad game on the right wing doesn't mean he's shit. Yeah. I don't think we would even spoke about him, really. It was shit yesterday, but that's as far as I'm going to go with it. He had a shot. Could have probably done better with the shot, but bro, I'm not. Semenyo's the last guy I'm speaking about, to be honest with you. I just thought the guy was asking in the chat about it.
We're not saying that he's bad on the right wing, but just in the goal scoring rut that we're in at the moment, I would prefer to see him on the left wing, cutting in on his stronger foot and trying to get his shot away and shit like that. But I'm not writing him off on the right wing at all.
Nah, it's way too soon to be writing up on the right wing, bro. 100%. Now, big up to I don't know how you say your name, bro. If it's Ain or something like that, but yeah, big up to you. And shout out to LB Bodo Gimp's lineup. Maybe we'll do that probably tomorrow, bro.
Who's left, man?
We're probably not going to have enough time to do it tonight, bro. But come back to the stream tomorrow, man. You know, I don't want to preview. Right, come on. Let's finish off with a couple of positives, even though there wasn't a fucking lot. Donnarumma, I just want to say thank you to you, because if you wasn't in net yesterday, that would have been, I mean, it was already embarrassing, but the scoreline could have been really
probably the worst derby ever, yeah.
So thank you very much to Donnarumma. Some really good saves. And like I say, if it wasn't for him, bro, that scoreline.
6-1.
Let me ask you guys a question. Let me go. Yeah. What do you think was a fair scoreline yesterday, Danny?
I think 3-0 would have been fine. I think 3-0 would have encapsulated it very well, but they were marginally offside. So,
Joe?
5.
Yeah, Jay?
5-0.
I think the offsides were fucking touch and go. I think 5 as well, and then the
I was saying 5, man.
Maybe 4. It was down there with that Everton game.
Yeah,
but nah, Donnarumma, lads.
It would have been if it wasn't for him. It generally would have been like, obviously, like there were the offsides that we can talk about. That it would have been. It would have been 4 or it would have been 4 or 5 if it wasn't for, if the offsides had all.
Well, Danny, they had 6 big chances in the game according to the stats.
Yeah. Think about that Casemiro one where he just had to put it in the net and he tried like.
He took a touch. He tried to chip it over.
That was incredible double save. That though, wasn't it?
It's insane. That I don't even think Casemiro's done the wrong thing there. I think it's just a case of like that Donnarumma's just done something, done a fucking madness.
Left
like,
his big fucking breadstick legs hanging.
There was a couple. There was a couple more. Like, do you know what else was weird about that as well? As why, like, I didn't think the you could tell that the fucking performance, like the effort levels were off on the players. Donnarumma made that double save, that mad save to keep the second one out. I don't think a single player went over to him to congratulate him.
Diaz
it wasn't like there wasn't a single. There was no Diaz, no Gvardiol, so no one's bigging him up when he makes a save. It's just like, well, I don't get. I thought, what the fuck does this guy have to do to get a bit of acknowledgement for the guys on the pitch? Like, that was unreal. But yeah, I just think if it wasn't for him, it would have genuinely been the worst derby day in probably fucking living memory. It would have been so bad.
I think in a lifetime, 100%.
Yeah. It would have been
maybe
awful.
the FA Cup final, but performance-wise, these are the worst.
Because even the ones we have lost over the last 10, 15 years, we lose it by a single goal.
Yeah,
I know we lost a couple by 2, but like the real ones that stand out, like the ones under Mancini and whatnot, they was always by 1 goal. Like the
don't do this.
Volpe, just come on the stream, bro.
Mate, no. Now we can actually accuse you of dodging.
Volpe, the leader merchant, man.
Why are you not on the fucking channel, bro?
Our leader was Ake yesterday, and he's fucking worst player on the pitch.
I think, it's just crazy that we're talking about our fucking goalkeeper being man of the match against that fucking United team. Like, it's crazy. Like, if you'd have told me that, if you'd have said to me before the game that I'd be talking about Donnarumma as our best player, I'd have said, "What the fuck?" Like, I'd have thought you were fucking on spice or something. I don't know what you.
And you'd have been saying we've probably won 1-0 or 2-0, and he's kept us from drawing. Not us still fucking losing 2-0 and him being the best player.
I know. I was saying at the end of the stream, I'm actually was pretty happy that it was 2-0 because I genuinely think on another day we could have got a big hide in there, man. Big hide in. We were very, very fortunate, man. But yeah, shout out Donnarumma for keeping it respectable. Probably one of the only other players on the pitch that had a decent game as well was Abdulkadir Huzanov. Now, I don't know about you guys yet, but I said this morning, but I want to get
you said you didn't rate him that much, didn't you?
No. I thought he played well, but I think that was one of his worst games for City. But I don't think he's had
if that's where the floor is, mate, we've got
that's the point, but no one understands what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think he played well, but I don't think he was I think he's played well better than that yesterday. Bare times.
Yeah.
I thought there was times in the first half he looked rash, out of control, swinging his foot at it. He didn't make any bozos or anything. And like I say, I agree he had a good game. The point that I was making was that for me was like one of the worst games he's played, and he was still good. And now I'm seeing mutants on Twitter that have been cooking this guy for over a year say, "Oh yeah, he's actually good, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Yes, he's been
Finally
fucking good
deciding
since
he's
we
good.
signed him. That was the point that I was making. But
They even
he's
mentioned
unreal.
the Chelsea game on commentary yesterday as well. Again,
they mention it every fucking
every
game.
single fucking game he's on.
I kind of get it. I'm not too mad about people still referencing that. It's the one thing that 99% of people who watch football know.
It
Cousinov
shows
for,
that
and
they
like,
don't watch footy in it. That's it.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's
they
more
don't. And how many games has Cousinov played this season? Like probably not that many. Like if you're not a City fan, you haven't seen many of his other games for the club, have you? Really? Like he hasn't
Every
played.
time he does play,
I can't remember which
everyone's
match it
clamouring
was.
for him to be a guaranteed starter. That's how
Yeah, I
fucking
agree.
good he's been.
No,
When
I
Gay
can't remember
comes
which
back, I
match
want it to be Guay in him.
But in America, there was a game I watched, right? And the commentator said in like the first 5 minutes, Husanov's known for his handful of mistakes. I'm like, handful? He's made fucking one.
It's
These
fucking
people don't watch-
wild.
It's mad, isn't it?
I've
that's
never
just
seen
laziness.
anything like it in my life, bro.
Maybe in 2 or 3 years he'll finally escape it, and he'll be. But yeah,
He'll be one of the best
bad.
centre backs in the world in 2 or 3 years, man. I'm telling you now.
The chance where I can't remember if it was Casemiro or it was Mbeumo. It was just like sat on the edge of our 6-yard box, and someone had shit the bed passing it out, and Bruno just had to pass it to him. And I thought this is going to Mbeumo and it's going straight in, and out of nowhere, Cousinov just intercepts it in the inside our penalty area, just poke it away at the last second. I'm just like, and that was when the game was already looking like it was getting away from us a little bit. Yeah, it's fucking huge. The guy's like, I know that, like I say, it's still probably his worst game in his City shirt just by default, but that doesn't mean I think he had a bad game at all. I think it was still fine. Like, which in the context of the rest of the outfield 11 is mint, but like it was fine in the grand. Yeah.
It's like Danny said. That's a flaw. That's a flaw performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pep said it himself, didn't he? Was it last week he was talking about him in the press conference it was either before or after Newcastle, where he said that Cousinov's problem is that he doesn't believe how good he is, and like he needs to sort of like realize a bit more, like believe in himself a little bit more. And I think that if he's at Old Trafford I know that we kind of like think that Old Trafford atmosphere can be a bit of a myth, especially with them being so shit recently as well. But like the atmosphere yesterday was pretty mental for a large part of that first half in particular, when like goals were being disallowed and all this shit like that. It did get pretty loud. And amongst all of that, he didn't even look like he was bothered about the occasion. It was just more a case of just like the team around him was so shit that he probably looked a bit shit by default, but he wasn't stand out to me. He was still great. I think Kustanov's fucking.
Why is everyone telling
unreal.
me to look away?
He said Marmouche probably won't play against Villa.
Jay about to explode.
Oh, of course he
away.
won't against. Of course he won't. He's got to get from Egypt, from wherever AFCON is to
Is this
Norway
Haaland?
in
Is this
24
because
hours.
Haaland's going to play? Is this why people are saying this?
Yeah, well, basically, Marmouche is unlikely to make Man City Champions League match v Bodo Glimt, says Pep Guardiola.
Play Trafford up front, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know if Omar comes and Erling is going to play. Erling is so important. We'll see what happens next game. We'll have to. I mean, yeah.
You should be able to beat Bodo Glimt. I played PSG geezer. Who's that PSG guy, Danny?
Wait, which one?
Sangare, whatever his name is.
Oh, Sangare. Yeah, but yeah. Why not?
The 45-year-old looking 18-year-old.
Martin,
You're right, man.
what's going on?
I wanted to bring some happiness.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Fucking hell.
Today's not a day for happy clapping.
Look away, Jay.
I
Look
know,
away,
I'm gonna-
Jay.
this is
Yeah,
where I leave, man.
I'll show you some happiness, guys.
Come on. Stay. Yeah, we're done. What a goal! What a goal!
Oscar
Bro,
Bob.
when have you ever seen that guy do that in a football match? Please
Yeah.
tell me.
When's he ever done it?
Because he, in an actual game of 90 minutes against anyone, is usually shit. So let's not go there.
Bob Glazer, the train.
Evening, boys.
What's
yeah.
happening, mate? We
I've
are
calmed
actually on
down
the
now.
positive section of the show. Funny enough.
I've calmed down now. I had my little rant yesterday, which I know you
was
heard.
not happy.
Well,
Yeah.
you heard me on Tom's Instagram.
Yeah, I
Coming out.
know. What was you saying?
Oh, listen, my only positive was I didn't get food poisoning coming out the place. Oh, my only positive yesterday. No, it was crap. It was absolutely crap from start to finish. No. Listen, I know we're all going to say they didn't try, because they tried, but they didn't try, if you know what I mean, to what our standard of trying. You want blood, guts, and thunder in a derby. And I thought we went out like 11 cats against 11 tigers. We weren't up for it. I don't know why. We were crap from start to finish. We didn't lay a glove on them. At any point. I've said this, my biggest concern at the moment is since Rodri's come back in, we've changed the system, which I don't get. Don't get why we've gone from inverting our wingers to playing wide wingers all of a sudden. I don't get the Foden going deep as he's gone, because there's a chasm between Erling Haaland and everyone else at the minute.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. Foden is useless in this deep line 8 role, because he's not someone who's going to ping 40-yard balls over the top. He needs to be closer to Haaland. Same with it's baffling me at the minute. It's baffling me, because when we were working, we were inverting our wingers, Cherky and Foden we're looking class together, and now we've just changed. We've just changed, and I don't get it. The back line's the back line for me, because we brought O'Reilly on and we brought Cherky on in the second half, and we went further downhill. And I'm not blaming those two, just the whole. I don't think it mattered who we brought on yesterday. It didn't matter who we brought on. I think Haaland needed that. Haaland needed that little bit of humbling in the 80th minute. He needed that kick up the arse, and I'm glad he reacted that way. I'm glad he looked disappointed and shocked, like, what, me? Yeah, you can be subbed. If I wanted a lamppost up front, I'd have gone and got one, you know what I mean? Because at the moment, he just looks like a lamppost. But that's because no one's getting near him.
But what are you putting this down to, though, Martin? Because I tell you something, yeah, you know it's bad, bro. I follow quite a few people on Twitter, and some people I don't follow, but they come up on my timeline who are like, are the most positive City fans ever, and we can drop a stinky performance and they'll still fucking talk about how mint we are and how we're all overreacting. I didn't see one person yesterday come out with any positives. Even the happy clappers, bro, were not happy with that performance. What, is it the manager? Is it the tactics? Is it the players? Are you putting it down just to it's fatigue? Is it desire, fight? Are these players?
No, I don't believe in the fatigue stuff, because fatigue only comes because when you're winning, you're not tired. Tired becomes an excuse when you're not winning. And the tiredness thing has only come in the last 3 or 4 games. Funnily, that where we're not winning. Before that, no one was mentioning tiredness. I don't remember people demanding I mean, when I went to Sunderland, people were complaining about the rotational of Ake and Sabio in the team. Still rotating, but you're winning at that point. So tiredness isn't an issue. I don't want to use tiredness as an excuse. Yeah, of course you're tired. But was we tired in the treble season?
Well,
Didn't hear tiredness come into that, and we went on and won all these trophies.
We looked
Tiredness
tired
is
in
a
the
cycle.
last few games of that year, I thought, to be fair.
Do you know what it is?
Through.
I think we look mentally tired more than physically tired right now. We look mentally tired. Haaland, there's something going on there for me. He just doesn't look right. He doesn't look right at all. He looks.
He's fucked, Martin. He's knackered because Pep refused to play Marmouche.
And he's also not challenged either.
Before Marmouche went to AFCON, Martin, Marmouche had 9 Premier League games where he started on the bench.
Yeah.
And he come on for about 50 minutes in total.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's like
that is mad.
The problem is with Marmouche, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change the way you get the ball to him a little bit, because I don't think you can start launching balls up top. You're gonna have to be a bit more intricate to get Marmouche involved in it up front, which I think could actually be better with certain players we've got. I think Foden would get more in the game and Cherky get more in the game with a Marmouche than what they would with a Haaland. If that makes sense. It's like the Nori thing. I was told a long time when I did coaching of, it's like a domino effect when you change a certain player. Nori's role as a left back is not to defend. That's not his asset. That's not his main thing. His main thing is what we saw at Newcastle. Get down the byline, go put the ball in. But the trouble is that then affects Doku if you're going to play him as a wide man. because then you can't both be going down the wing. So Doku has to invert. That's the problem with. I think this is why he doesn't want to do the 8 Nori Doku stuff right now.
That's
Because I think yesterday.
I think Doku's look better when we were just saying before earlier in the stream. He looks better inverting. So yeah, playing the two together seems like on paper it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, Joe. He doesn't for some reason he's stopped doing the invertedness now.
Yeah.
He's gone back to wide men. And the trouble is, you've got someone like a Foden or a Cherka. They have 2 options at that point. They go long to Haaland, or it's a wide ball to the right or a wide ball to your left. So your creators become your wingers, but your wingers aren't creating. So you're not going to get creation at that point.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that. If you look at Newcastle, for example, Semenyo's strengths were coming at that back post.
Yeah.
Well, if you ask him to stay out wide, he's not going to start coming into the back post. Rico Lewis, listen, there was a reason they tried to sell Rico Lewis in the summer. Rico Lewis knows he's not long for this.
Why'd they give him a 5-year contract then?
I think that was to protect the asset. Because they only actually extended him by a further year. They only actually put an extra year on. It's just the way it's announced because they announced it as a new 5-year deal. Well, he already had 4 years left of his current deal. They just added a year on, I think, to protect the value of that asset because I think they're going to want to sell him again for what was the offer in the summer? 35?
Yeah, I'm going to be again. This is a controversial take, right? I know he was shit on the second goal. I didn't think he had a bad game, Rico Lewis.
Mate, no, LB, can't have that.
Don't, LB.
Right, I'm sorry, LB, sorry, no. I'm going to say this now.
Terrible, man.
And anyone who's played football, even if you're 5 years old, you taught one thing as a defender: get goal side of your man.
Yeah,
Rico Lewis needs to know. If he needs to know what goal side of your man means, then he shouldn't be on a football pitch.
I agree. On the goal, horrendous. Yeah, proper shit.
Bro, he was shit all game.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was shit. I don't think he was bad.
I don't think he stood out throughout across the 90 minutes. You're right in terms of
that. Disagreeing with you.
Sorry, I'm agreeing that I think obviously the actual goal itself was it was shit, like you say,
man.
and I'm not saying that I'm not saying in general and long term he's a brilliant right back. So I agree with you that he tends to not be goal side of his man a lot and doesn't really track his wingers and stuff like that. That is a big problem. What he's best at is the inverting into midfield thing, which has its time, which has its time and place, but evidently not while we're shit, which is a problem because we're shit now. But yeah, I don't think yesterday in particular he didn't stand out as the player who had and amongst a squad of shit players, he didn't stand out to me as one of the shitter ones.
Joe,
I thought he was just.
Can I ask you this? What is Rico Lewis's best position? Because this is what I'm lost on.
His best position is basically what we did in the treble season, which we've not been able to do since and haven't really done at all since, and is a problem. Is that when he's best at being the right back who effectively comes into centre mid as an extra midfielder against teams that we should be battering, and then we have the extra man basically to sort of. I think one of the best games he had for us, it was either I think it was West Ham at the beginning of last season, where he came in from right back and was basically just another 8 for it. He did the Cancelo fullback /8 thing for the whole game. It was
that or the Nottingham Forest in the FA.
Forest semi-final was the one.
Yeah. But you know why?
The problem is we don't do that.
Yeah, he was given the space. Rico Lewis is someone who needs space in that midfield.
Yeah.
If an opposition goes man mark tight on him, he's out the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
he doesn't know what to do at that point. He has to find that space, but not everyone does it. I mean, listen, I'm going to say it as it is. Rico Lewis is not Manchester City level quality. It's harsh.
No, he's not.
If Rico, listen.
As a midfielder,
I'll say it again.
I think he's a squad
LB,
rotation
come
option.
off it, man. What do you mean as a midfielder? He's not good enough, man. How can you not? How can you not?
I think as a squad,
he's not good
as a
enough.
midfielder.
How am I agreeing with Jay and disagreeing with LB? How's this? How can we revert this around?
I think the problem is here that we're all thinking of a City quality player as you have to be fucking prime Gundogan or Riyad Mahrez. You can be a player who is just fine as our 5th or 6th choice midfielder, and I think in that level.
Since when did we accept Fine, Why are we accepting Fine?
Fergie won leagues with Johnny Evans as their and Chris
Darren
Smalling
Fletcher.
and shit like that.
Wes
Darren
Brown as
Fletcher.
well.
Like,
Are you comparing Rico Lewis to Darren Fletcher? Like, they're so unbelievable.
no, not literally. No, I'm not literally comparing to Darren Fletcher. I'm not literally comparing to Darren Fletcher.
No, what he said is
fine.
Darren Fletcher was 5th choice at United. So that's
you just need
Rico Lewis is our Darren Fletcher.
A good choice. Rico Lewis, you're describing him as I don't want fucking Fine at this football club. Everyone on this panel says that we want to get back to our best. We want to get back to winning trophies, potentially winning trebles. And you talk.
So you want all 5 midfielders to be Rodri? Do you want all 5 to be?
I don't want Fine.
Do you want all 5 to be Rodri then? Because you're not getting that. That's just an unrealistic standard.
Yeah, I want to be able to trust the player to come.
Jay, you're never getting back to that. You're never getting that. This is not even happening. 5 years ago. Players are that. Listen, I'll tell you this. Oscar Bob was told in the summer, go on loan. Rico Lewis was told in the summer, go. John Stones was told in the summer, go. Rico Lewis said, I'll stay on the bench. That's the problem you got now.
Yeah. And then
unfortunately, we can't have your Mal backing up Semenyo or backing up your mouth. It ain't going to happen. I know we want that.
If Rico Lewis ends up going somewhere else, I guarantee you'll see another case of a James McAtee or a Zinchenko or stuff like this who've been carried by a Pep system and playing in a world-class team. You will see this guy never fucking play again.
Okay, but
and you'll see these teams playing in midfield and not at right back.
Yeah, no, he won't play, Danny, because he won't get a game.
He will, mate. Rico Lewis is absolutely like
on someone they're not going to play.
Rico Lewis is absolutely I would say a top half Premier League standard. Like,
oh, come off it, John. You were telling me to keep James McAtee last year. He's held bench for a fucking relegation battle, Forest side all season.
That's not my fault. It's not my fault that McAtee doesn't shoot Sean Dyche football. That's not my fault. It's not my fault that McAtee's not. It's not my fault that McAtee's not Dwight McNeil. Like, I can't do anything about that. Like, I think the point is,
they're not going to spend under $1 million on a backup.
On your that's the point I'm getting to. That's the point I'm getting to. That on your idea that we need to have like fucking 4 or 5 world-class options for all of our positions, when the likes of James McAtee are booting off because they aren't getting enough football, what do you think is going to happen when you sign a world-class player who is going to play as much football as James McAtee did?
I never said world-class, by the way. I just said not fine. I'm not accepting fine.
But even
world-class.
Let's say if Nico G was sat here playing Calvin Phillips minutes because Prime Rodri's there, he wouldn't last a year. He'd be out by James Trafford is sat there backing up Donnarumma, and is wanting to leave. Like, this is what happens when you have a squad like players of Rico Lewis's quality. You might not like it, but those are the kind of players that you do need to pad out squads. Like, we've complained for so many. I've complained personally for years now that our squad is too small. And that we need these these 4th, 5th, 6th choice players in a lot of these positions so that we can rotate more and that we can, allow for more, but basically for our players to not get as fucked as they are now. And this is a lot on Pep for just choosing to play 13, 14 players no matter what. But all of those players cannot be the level of Nico G, Reinders, Gundogan. Like, that cannot happen across a full. And you need a Rico Lewis or a McAtee or a Bob to be the guys who fill out those spots.
Add to my original point, I don't want to see the guy play right back. I don't think he's a good right back.
We're also not asking him to start every week.
As a midfielder, I think as a squad rotational option as a midfielder, he's a good option.
But Tijani Reinders is a squad rotational option. Reinders is not going to compete with Rico Lewis, with due respect.
No, but if Rico Lewis is happy to chill around the squad and be that...
But he's not. He's not now. He's not now. Oscar Bob is not now.
The guy wants to leave. Yeah. The guy wants to leave. I'm saying...
Well, that's why Jack Gorn said they were all happy in the summer, the bit January, and now they're not happy.
About whether he wants to leave or not. If he wants to leave, the guy can go, no problem. The point is I think he is good enough to be a squad rotational option as a midfielder. Yeah. We've seen him put in some good performances as a midfielder. This guy went to the Emirates a few years ago. Was one of the best players on the pitch as a midfielder. Emirates.
in 2 or 3 games maybe, and you always go on about Doku's done this in 3 years, done this
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Rico Lewis has had maybe
we're
2,
not
3 good
comparing
games.
a £50
Rico
million
Lewis was-
pound
Rico-
starter
Rico-
player
What are we doing?
to Rico Lewis.
I'm sorry, mate.
The
Rico,
standards are so fucking muddied. It's unreal.
It's
Oh,
not
shut
up,
Rico
mate.
Lewis.
Oh, here we
Rico
go.
Lewis.
Standards.
Rico Lewis is like
Standards.
a
I
fourth
like
or
that
fifth
word.
choice
Standards.
No, Rico Lewis is a 4th or 5th choice squad option, rotational player. Jamie
Are you
Dockett
forgetting
is
the
a
treble
50
year?
He's a £50
Bro,
million starting player.
I don't. He's shit. I don't want him to be a
He's not
rotational player.
shit.
If I can't trust a player to come in and fill in for someone who's injured or to rotate, then I'm sorry. I don't want you as part of the squad. I can't
All right,
do
Jay,
it.
Jay,
He's not a right back.
Jay.
He's been over this.
Yeah, Jay. Question: Who do you want instead? Like, let's take Rico Lewis out, putting you in charge. You are now Hugo Biana.
Yeah.
Who is your rotational player?
We've just sent out a rotational player on loan in the summer that I'd have over Rico Lewis. And the LB fucking loves him. Why are we sending Echeverri out on loan and keeping Rico Lewis
I
at the
said
club?
that. I did say keep
So
him.
why are you telling me now?
Doesn't solve your right back
But you're
problem.
telling me
What does
now that
do
you
to
want to keep Rico Lewis at the club, but you love Echeverri. So what's fucking Echeverri?
No, wait a
doing?
sec. Wait. If you give me the option between Echeverri and Rico Lewis, I'll take Echeverri.
There we go then. There's your. I don't even need to go to another.
So hang on. Whoa. No, this is where I won't buy this. What has Echeverri done in 20 minutes that has made you all gone, yeah?
FA Cup final. There we go. Done. Best on pitch.
He's shown me more than Rico Lewis has.
That FA Cup final against Palace, he coming in with the
Rico
best
Lewis is
players.
the reason we were in that final.
Then I'm sorry, LB. You'd never be a scout if you're giving him a 20-minute cameo and that's it. And I'm buying.
You just
I'm
asked me for a 20-minute game, and that's what he did. He come
LB,
on.
I want more than
you
20
should've-
minutes.
LB
I can't buy a player on 20 minutes.
LB, you should have just said his entire time at River Plate. You should have just used that as the reason, not the 20 minutes in the FA Cup final.
20 minutes in the FA Cup final that we were losing in.
Bang one in a free kick. Yeah. Why not? Why not keep him?
But my point is that, Jay, how does that solve the right back problem? Like, you're saying you don't want Rico to play right back,
thought
when
we
he's
just
not going
agreed
to.
that
So, like,
the discussion was that Rico Lewis was supposed to be our 4th, 5th choice midfielder. I thought that was the discussion, wasn't it?
but yeah, that's what we would like him to be as. But currently,
That's how I. That's how I see.
But unfortunately, currently, as a derby has shown, he's the guy who we play at right back if Nunes isn't available. So if you get rid of Rico, you've got to bring in a right back. So who are you bringing in?
As a right back, fucking anyone, mate. Go into
You
That's
can't just
great.
say
Good
that.
one. Well, that's
Jay,
good.
You can't
Right,
just
we'll
say
bring it in.
that.
Okay, so let's stop then. You want me to give you right back names that I could bring in instead
Yes.
of Rico Lewis?
Yes,
Is this what you're asking me for?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's plenty in the Premier League.
Okay.
Fucking Livermento, fucking.
Livermento, cool. We're bringing Livermento, the
Anyone.
£100 million injured right back as a rotation option.
Livermento's going down the John Stones road of injury cast, and we want to bring him
I
in.
would get anyone as a right back in instead of fucking Rico Lewis. Literally any
Yeah, but we all
Premier
agree
League
with
right
that.
back currently.
Jay, you
Any
can't just
Premier League right
Jay,
back
that's not
currently.
Everybody
standard.
agrees with that,
That's not
Jay. That he's not a
standard.
right back.
Yes,
We
come on,
agree
Jay.
with that.
Standards, man. Standards. You can't just get just anyone.
Right, I
Standards,
never
man.
said he was a right back either, but Joe's just asked me to list right back to replace him at right back. I
You
don't
gotta go
want
and
to do
get a
that.
kid.
I'm
You gotta go and
talking
get a
about him as
kid, man. You gotta
midfielder.
go and get a young player to be the backup. Yeah. But
Right, so
listen,
if you went and got a Giovanni Reid, for example, would that blow your skirt up?
I have literally no idea. This guy
I'm
is.
not asking for my skirt to be, but I'm literally just asking for I'm asking for
But
the
you
bare
aren't asking
minimum.
for your skirt to be blown up. You're saying standards, and now you're
I'm
going, I don't
asking-
want my skirt
I'm
blown up.
asking for someone better than Rico Lewis.
But you can't. But
What
Jay,
about
you
not,
can't say
What would your back four have been yesterday?
My back
with
four,
the available
Nunes is
players.
not
that we had.
available. Diaz is out. Gavardio is out. What would your back four have been yesterday then?
I'd have gone.
There is a right answer to this, by the way. And it doesn't involve Rico Lewis. And I know what you probably should say.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to tell you what it is. I need to hear your right back four first before I say it.
You can't copy. You can't copy off his answer sheet.
Come on, if it was that easy,
I'd have gone Cuzza, Elaine, Ake, O'Reilly.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'd have done.
There you go. Hold that.
Sure.
You was telling us you'd never wanted to see Ake in the team before.
You just said, okay, hang on a minute. And I want to come at that. Right. I want to come at that.
Did I put Ake at centre back then though, LB? Did I put him at, I said at left back, Ake's I think he's finished anyway. But off the options that we had yesterday, I can much
Hang
deal
on,
with him more
hang on,
at
Jay.
centre-back
Hang
than
on,
left
Jay.
back.
Would you go out on a pitch with a broken leg? You got your broken leg at the minute. Would you go and put your leg on the line near Derby?
I would have put myself about more than Haaland on my crutches yesterday.
Right. So Aki yesterday, he's on one leg. We know he's having painkiller injections and he's still going out. He's jeopardising that guy's World Cup to do us a favour at the minute. Whether it's right or it's wrong, he's doing it because we ain't got nobody else.
Okay.
Good timing.
So that's why I can't have a go. I'm struggling with the Ake stuff because he's sticking his body on the line at the minute for us.
But exactly. So I don't think if we was going to go the Rico route and have Elaine and Cousinov at centre back, he shouldn't have played Martin because we've got 2 left backs that are on the bench there ready to go and fill in for him. And Ake's finished.
Who?
His legs are
Mifune?
gone.
Are you putting Mifune on?
Ain't Nori or O'Reilly were both on the bench that could have played left back.
But ain't Nori means a system change.
And that's he's more of an attacking option, which is what we should be going for against Man United. They should be there for the taking. They should be the shit.
I don't know what his thinking was behind the tactics. I don't think we suit wide wingers. That's just me. I would do that. I would go with the invertedness. I'd put Doku inverted and let Ain't Nori go down the wing. I have no problem with that. But I'm talking about in the system we played.
Okay,
that's the problem.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens to Rico. I actually think he'll end up leaving in the summer anyway.
He's going, no matter what, he's going.
I think he will leave.
All these players are going.
He was as bad as
we're arguing about Rico and Ake and all people like that, and not one of them will be.
None of them staying. Yeah. But my point was, I don't think he was as bad as people was making out. That was my point. He
That's
was
what
shit for a
rattled me,
goal.
LB.
How did it spiral that much?
Nah,
Like,
I don't
come
know.
on.
I don't know. Right. So we've done the positives, which lasted 10 minutes.
We've done the negative.
Was that the positive section?
The positive section was Huzanov and Donnarumma, wasn't it? That was
standards.
Was it,
Standards is your positive section.
Yeah.
Martin come in with his wooden spoon, man, and started fucking.
How was it my fault?
Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up about yesterday, or just going forward, just generally, like what you guys saying?
Bounce back.
I was going to ask. So after yesterday, because I know how I felt at full time, and it wasn't brilliant. And there's a lot of things that I would have been okay with happening around the club at half time, at full time, that I'm not okay with now. How do you feel about the idea that Pep's going to leave at the end of the season after yesterday? That he might leave at the end of the season after yesterday.
If he leaves, he leaves. I'm not like.
But does yesterday move the needle for you? Because I think it did. I think it did for me.
At all. Doesn't move nothing for me. If he leaves, he leaves. We get somebody else in. I'm not Pep out, but if he decided to walk at the end of the season, or the club decided to move him on, or just come to an end, okay, we get a fucking new manager. The whole club doesn't just fucking die.
No, it depends who you get. No. Depends who you get, LB. If you go and get a Maresca, I'm sorry, that starts 5 steps down.
No. But I think the point Joel's making is if it's not about the replace. Are you talking about the replacement, Joe? You just talking about
no. My point is about your personal feelings about it. If Pep announces, like say Pep announced like a month ago that he was going to leave at the end of the season, I'd be fucking devastated because But I think if he does it tomorrow, I'm going to be a lot less devastated after that result of the weekend. Like I think that was shocking.
I just think this is pointless when he's got the contract till 27.
Yeah, he's not going to leave.
I know
you're not getting Enrique. A lot of people are doing the Pep out because
I understand it a bit more. I think.
No, I've heard this in 24 hours. Everyone thinks Enrique is just going to waltz in the door. Enrique's not going to waltz in this door.
Company. That's the guy.
Company's your man.
Company's contract is till 2029. How are you getting him out?
Pay the contract. Like we buy all the players.
Send him Rico Lewis. He'll do well in the Bundesliga.
Nah, serious, man. No, but
I don't trust Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich can't stand us, and you think they're going to do us a favour like that?
It's not a favour. I think if City he's destined to manage this football club, and I think if City say
I kind of don't want him to be the guy after Pep.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair for companies to come into this situation.
I think he's really the only one that's got the personality to do it and go in and demand respect straight away from the changing room. I think he's the only one who's capable.
The thing with Company is that he actually holds himself quite well in the media.
Exactly. He would go in there and demand respect straight away. He understands the club. The fans will back him from the minute one. another manager will struggle to have that after Pep Guardiola. But because of what he's done for the club, because he's been a captain before, he's the only man that can come in, get the fans straight away, and get the players straight away. It's an absolute must for me, man. It's got to be him. And if we need to look forward and make sure it's a smooth transition, a couple of years down the line, then get the wheels in motion.
How come no one's mentioned Alonso? He's without a club.
Nah,
man.
Mate,
Sus
there's a
manager.
reason he is.
Mate,
If you flop at Madrid, then why would he be good enough for us?
Oh, have you seen Madrid?
No, Madrid's a shit
People
show,
think
mate.
we're the
You can't judge
basket.
anyone
We're
on
the-
Madrid.
we're the
We're a
basket
shit show.
case.
We're a shit show right
Yeah, but
now.
We're not real
but
Madrid.
Madrid are like an organisational shit show. We're just like,
do you think
it's like
Xabi
a
Alonso
team
can
shit
come
show.
into this though and steady the ship and sort all the shit out? Do you think he's got the
Yeah,
personality?
because
or the experience to do that?
because
We're gonna-
Alba Barrett won't tell Alonso what to do. There's a big difference between City and Madrid.
Yeah,
Perez has a
is doing
lot of
shit.
control at Madrid, and he'll tell the manager what to do. Our guy doesn't do that.
I think that'd be worse to give him all the fucking control as well. He's
You won't
got
have
no
all the
experience,
control.
man.
So
But he's-
what's company done then, Jay, to deserve that control then?
He's
Won the
already
Bundesliga
been at
with
the club,
Bayern.
Martin.
But then again,
yeah.
so has Alonso then.
No,
Oh,
yeah, but
good point.
you're being sentimental on the company thing.
no,
It's
bro, he
not
just got a
sentiment.
Bayern. Have you
It's
seen the
not
football he
sentiment.
plays at Bayern Munich, mate?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, bro. It's mint football.
This guy
Mint.
got burnt. This guy started the hard route as well. He got fucking Burnley promoted playing ticker
And he got relegated as well.
With Sean Dyche, players got him promoted playing Barcelona ball. Like he's even his style of play.
Then
seems to sound
swiftly
around as well.
swiftly relegated.
Yeah, but he
them.
got relegated because the transfer window was a shambles.
I'm
And
not, not giving up on
I've
Pep.
said
I'm not
I would
giving up.
take company, but I wouldn't let him do the transfers because I think his transfers are sus.
It's a bit moneyball-y system in it. I've watched the Burnley documentary, and it's all bought on numbers like pressing percentage, and that's how he does his transfers. It's kind of.
I just don't want Vinny to be the guy straight after Pep. I'm more than happy with Alonso being the guy after Pep if it means that
Xabi Alonso, are we being serious here?
Yeah, but he just won the Bundesliga with fucking Leverkusen. Like, that's much more impressive than
I
Company
don't
with Bayern.
get it. I don't get it at all.
Mate,
How is Xabi Alonso a big enough name to come in after the greatest manager of
Xabi
all
Alonso?
time?
Are you serious?
Mate.
Xabi Alonso? He's fucking mint. Like every.
So how's
he's a-
company? Right, hang on, Jay.
Jay,
Jay,
Xabi
take
Alonso, World
company
Cup,
out being a centre
World Cup
back,
winner,
sir.
Euros winner, Champions League
Yeah.
winner, won
As a
everything with Real
player.
Madrid and Bayern. He's won everything. Xabi Alonso's won a lot in his career. He's a huge name. Why do you think he's some nobody? He's not Maresca.
And he's already proved that as soon as he goes to a big club, Joe, he flops and
It's
fails.
Madrid.
I don't care.
It's Madrid.
but-
Madrid.
but you need someone to be able to go into a big team with a personality that can get the players.
I'm
straight
sorry,
away.
you can't
Are
do that
telling
with
me
Madrid?
Alonso can do that, and Vincent
When
Kompany
Perez,
can't?
when you've got the owner, when you've got the president of the club in Perez backing Mbappe
Yeah.
and Vinicius Junior, what can you do? No manager can succeed in that environment. That's not. I'm not judging Alonso based on his time at Madrid. It's just you can't do that. It's like judging like managers based on the time at United. Like you can't do it. Everything around them is so shit that it's impossible to perform well.
But you're saying that you want the next Manchester City manager after Pep Guardiola to be a guy who's had one good season in management. One good season.
One incredible season in management. Yes.
Yes. But
You're
how?
doing the same thing, Jay. You're doing the same thing with company.
Nah,
Company's
that's
won
not
the
right.
company's
I'm
winning the
not.
Bund.
Completely
No, I'm
different.
sorry.
No, don't give me
Company.
Burnley. Don't give me Burnley
Why?
then,
Why
because
are
I
we
want
not
to
allowed
go.
Burnley?
Well, I'll tell you, should we go and get
Martin,
Frank Lampard?
Do you-
If
Martin,
Coventry
do you
promoted,
respect-
should we get Frank
do you respect
Lampard
the
in?
opinion? Do you respect the footballing opinion of Neil Warnock?
What a question.
Well, no, mate, you got
In
Cardiff
terms of
relegated.
in terms of Championship football, Neil Warnock said,
Championship.
out of all the
Champions.
years,
Hang on. 5 minutes ago, you were giving me the standards talk. Now you've just gone
Now
to
we're talking about
championship
Championship,
football.
yeah.
What are you doing here? Hang
You
on.
said we're not allowed to. You said we're not allowed to include Burnley as a Vincent Kompany. Neil Warnock said out of all the years he's been watching Championship football, that Burnley team was the best team he's ever seen
yeah,
in
but-
his life, bro.
Well, I'm
agree.
sorry. He never watched the Kevin Keegan one then.
But that's what he said. So that's what
That
he
was
said
a
he
mint
watched.
season.
I don't care what
The
he
thing is-
says. The Kevin Keegan one was better than Burnley's one.
The thing is, I actually agree that you can say that is like a mint season for Company, but it's still nothing compared to going undefeated in the Bundesliga with Leverkusen.
Okay,
That is
okay,
like a whole level above that.
Let's take all the management away from it then. Let's pretend that these two guys have never ever managed a football club in their lives, all right? Because you're talking about what's the difference between them.
So let's get rid of everything that changes why we would pick them.
Even as a man and what he's done at this club and as a captain and for the City.
And that's why you want him. That's why you want him.
Let me finish.
Some Solskjaer carrot shit this.
From his players in the changing room.
Jay, what are you going to do
from
then?
His teammates when he
What captain get Tevez in then?
It's not the same, Danny. How is Tevez the same as?
Because he was a captain. You're saying he's a captain.
Yeah, but we're talking about
all right then.
Company, man.
Let's get Aguero in. Let's get Aguero in then.
It's so stupid.
Let's get Zabaleta in. Let's get
Fernandinho in.
That we just ignore the kind of man that Vincent Company is.
Do you know him? Hang on, Jay, stop. Kind of man, do you know him? You had a chat with him? You had a beer with him? How do you know what kind of a man he is?
You set off for Xabi Alonso, then you've watched.
The thing is, I
settle.
on the personal level side of things, on what he means to the club and stuff like that, I totally agree. Like, that's not something you can argue with on that level with Company. But I'm not asked about that. Not for the guy who replaces. I actually want the guy who replaces Pep to have the buffer of it accepting that it might be a bit shit because it's the guy directly after Pep, and I don't want Company to be that guy because I think the guy after Pep will probably not succeed and it'll be rough.
Why?
It's going to be
Why do you
much
think
more...
he won't succeed? Based on what?
I think because the drop is going to be big. It's going to be such a huge drop that it's going to look bad no matter who.
I'd understand it if you were saying Luis Enrique then and stuff like that. You're saying Xabi Alonso though? How?
Because Xabi Alonso is still shown that he's a very good manager. He's
But
managed
you expect him to fail. So why would we get him in the first place?
I don't expect him to fail. No, I expect whoever it is to have a rougher time than the guy who will come after that. I expect the guy who's going to come in after Pep is going to have to get rid of a lot of backroom staff probably, and bring in their own guys, which is going to be rough in itself. B, probably clean out some players that maybe they don't want that all this stuff like that to set up things up for the new guy. And 3 is probably just going to have to deal with the fact that the players are coming down from like Pep level intensity and training to whatever this new guy's doing.
But have you not seen what Companies do with Elise and Kane?
I can't believe that we're just.
But what if Company comes? Okay, so what if Company comes in and it's shit, and in 6 months we're looking at a Xabi Alonso situation where it's just he's got to go.
If it's proper shit, then he has to hold smoke and he'll have to leave the football club.
Yeah.
But I'm
the same with any manager.
I'm happy to give. I want Company to come to City one day. I'm not saying that I never want him to be here. I just don't want it to be the guy after Pep. Is that what's wrong with that? Why is that a problem?
You can't move scared like that either, though, as well. Like
it's not moving scared. I don't want a Solskjaer situation. I don't want us to just hire the guy because we love him. Like he's not done anything in the Bundesliga that is out of the ordinary with Bayern. It's winning the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. Alonso has at least exceeded the expectations of like anyone gave Leverkusen that year. He was one game away from going undefeated the entire season. That is mental. And
Alonso broke the monopoly. Alonso broke the monopoly, and he broke it in style. Company, I'm with you on this. Company, yeah, one day, 1000%. But the trouble is, Company,
one of the best sides we've ever seen in the Championship. Has got
well done in the Championship. Like good job.
Xabi Alonso over Vincent Company from Manchester City fans.
Do you want to go and have a look at a League Two manager then?
I agree with Jay on this one, man. I think if you're shouting Alonso over Company, that is crazy.
It's fucking wild.
You wanted Alonso. You wanted Alonso because there was a show last season you did with me and Tone when you turned around and there was that rumor because Alonso was at the Etihad. You were going, yeah, come on, let's go. I want Alonso, and now you switched
because Company's he's in his second year at Bayern.
He's won the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. That's the only thing that's changed.
And he plays. Have you watched football? Is so clear of Alonso.
I agree. I agree that his football is very good, but it's Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. I don't care what he does against Köln on a Thursday night. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's
so there's nothing he can do at Bayern Munich to say
do something very good. If he gets to the semi-finals,
he's got to win the Champions League. For me,
why has Xabi Alonso not got to win the Champions League then?
Because he won the Bundesliga with Leverkusen. That's totally different.
The only way we can have companies on managers if he wins the Champions League. What?
So, no, I don't think he has to win it. That's not for me.
Again, you were banging on about standards.
And
But
now,
he's fucking
you're
got promoted
lowering
with
yourself
Burnley.
to
Then he's
something.
gone Bayern and slamming it. Is
I'm
that
sorry,
not
but I think
standards?
my thing is that I think not winning the Bundesliga with Bayern is like top 3 worst things you can do as a manager. So I don't put a huge amount of stock in winning the Bundesliga with Bayern because I just think it's
What
so
about the way that he's
expected.
playing? What about the way he's playing?
It's good. It's good. I'm not going to deny that football that he plays is mint, and I like it, and that's
is
why
that not what we need?
and that's why one day I want him to manage Manchester City, but I want to see more from him at that top level before I bring him into the club, because I want if he's going to join, I want to be the most confident that he's going to be a 4-5 year manager, and I don't want to just bring him in off the back of 1, maybe 2 Bundesligas with Bayern
But you'll
and have
bring
it potentially
Xabi
fuck up in that
Alonso,
first
who's
season.
not shown us
Because
anything
if
for 4
Xabi
or 5
Alonso
years,
fails,
top level
if Xabi
either.
Alonso fails, I don't care about Xabi Alonso. I have no emotional attachment to Xabi Alonso where I'll be gutted if it doesn't succeed for him. Whereas
That's
with
fine
Company,
then. So that's an emotional decision from you then as well.
yeah, that's
As much
fine.
as it
That's
would be
yeah,
for me,
exactly.
Because you don't
Exactly.
want him to fail.
Because but I do want
at the same time. I could just say at the same time, Company could fail after Alonso at City.
He could,
So what's the difference?
but if he's had 3-4 years with Bayern where he's won the Bundesliga back to back, won the German Cup back to back, got to multiple Champions League semi-finals, maybe a final, then suddenly he's got a big body of work that I can look at there and go, this guy is clearly at the level for Manchester City.
What about if he gets to quarterfinals Champions Leagues and wins the Bundesliga? And what are you going to do then? Say nah?
I mean, to be fair, if it's complete and utter domestic domination with Bayern to the point where he's winning the league by like 20 points and like winning both cup and league every year, then yeah, fine. Like that's a different matter.
Are you watching the Bayern game? Did you watch Bayern Munich in the Champions League against Milan?
I watched Bayern Munich earlier this season. I was at the Allianz when they played against Leverkusen with their B team, and they absolutely fucking battered them. It wasn't even close. Like it was like the football that they play is great, but I'm just saying that I want to see more years of Company doing that at the top level before I go, right, sick, I want you to come and manage Manchester City and be confident that he will be a 4-5 year manager. That's all it is. I still want Company to come here one day, and I still want him to succeed, which is why I don't want him to come in straight after Pep. And I think the guy after Pep is going to be like the guy after Wenger, the guy after Fergie. It's going to be rough. And you can obviously point at Slot and Klopp and say, well, it could have gone that way. And it could, you're right, and it might do. But I think that it's more likely that it goes the way of post-Wenger and post-Fergie.
In that case then, Joe, the fact that we've established that it will probably be rough for the next guy in coming after Pep Guardiola, do you not want to put the best person available in that position who were going to get backed by the fans straight away as soon as they walk through the door?
Look, I see that.
Who were going to back him, who were going to do
I see the argument for it.
Because Company's that guy. It won't be rough for him.
Look, I do see the argument for it. It's just that my personal preference is that that's not someone who I fucking love and will be gutted if he goes. I want the guy who is a club legend, who's one of my favourite ever players, to have the best possible chance of succeeding. And I think post-Pep is not the best possible chance of succeeding, because I think there will be that drop-off in squad mentality and all the shit like that that's going to come around.
I think the way the club is run should hopefully be a smooth transition, and I think there will be a smooth transition.
Thinking, yeah.
But
It'll be planned beforehand to roll into it. Yeah.
Personally, I don't think Pep's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. Pep's not walking.
I think Pep's staying. I think Pep's staying anyway. So,
guys.
Yes, Alan.
Whilst it was very disappointing and awful to watch in the derby, and the whole of our defence is shambles at the moment because there's too many injuries. That's a fact, right? There's no need for us to panic, right, and start saying Pep is going to leave. Pep's not going fucking nowhere.
No, by the way, he didn't actually say that. He was just asking a question.
No, I'm just asking a hypothetical.
He's going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, we all agree.
If he leaves, he'll stay till the end of 2027. That's a fact, right? And then he'll assess it then, like he always does. All right. I agree. Now, if he turns around and says, "I'm done. I'm going back to Barcelona. I'm going to try and make up with his missus," which I understand if he does, right? I think we all understand that. But at the end of the day, there's contenders for the position of manager for City at that time. 1 will be Company, 2 will be Alonso, 3 will be Enrique. Okay? They are, as it stands at the moment, they are the contenders. And if the club decides...
You've missed someone because they are looking at Maresca as Maresca
I know they're looking at Maresca as well.
He's bottom of the list.
He was there for the treble season. So we have to trust the people that run the club. And do I trust the people that run the club? Absolutely. I think we all do. All right. You know, I was angry after the Derby game because that was probably the worst pair performance I've seen for a long time. But you've got to look at it. You had two kids at centre half, and you had a midfield player playing right fullback, which is true. We did, and United took full advantage of that, and they did. You know, when we get defenders, if we sign Gay, which apparently we're going to, you know, he's done his medical, that's just great. But when he signs, he will help the situation. And Jay, I'm sorry I had to have a go at you, mate, because I love you to bits, mate. I love your rants.
Don't worry, I'm used to it, mate.
I know. Having a go at Aki is not helping. He's running through a brick wall for us right now and putting his World Cup.
Which I understand, and I did put a lot of the blame on Pep as well.
Yeah, but he's risking his World Cup doing what he's doing. Playing with injections in his knee.
I'm not in the nose like you, though, man. I don't know whether he's like woke up and fell out of bed in the morning.
Every game, he's having injections in his knee, which is a fact. He is. So, to me, I'll shake his hand and say thank you very much. Because
I'll shake his hand and say thank you very much as well, but unfortunately, you're not good enough anymore, but that is my opinion. I'm taking nothing away.
Mate, if you were playing that standard of football, and you have injections on your knee every game, you wouldn't be good enough either.
Probably not. So why is he on the pitch then? Is my question.
We've got no one else, mate.
We had two other left backs.
We had two left backs on the bench, Alan. And
we literally had two other players, Alan.
Mate. It's a situation where he's playing for experience at the back. If you had two kids at centre half, we're in trouble. Are we
playing Mike Summerby then as well? Because he's got experience. He's an old man. If he can't run, he can't run.
Jay.
Yeah, go on.
Calm down.
Sorry,
This is like a dad. This is like granddad talking to his grandson.
Sorry,
calm down. Have a word that's original. And chill.
Sorry, Alan. Go on.
Listen. We can't have to. We've not won in 4 league games. Not one game. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Until
3
we
league games. Four. Yeah.
Until we get some experienced centre halves in, we're going to struggle to win games. It's true. We are.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing.
That's why we're getting Gay, innit?
Well, that's right. We're playing. That's also going to help. We're playing in -12 and a plastic pitch on Tuesday.
I know.
That's not going to be easy. I remember the days when we used to go and play at Oldham Athletic on the plastic pitch on the slope.
And the guy to my right knows a lot about Oldham Athletic.
Do I?
Don't do that, Alan. Don't do that. Don't talk about the old days. You'll get called a main roader.
Mate. There's 2 of you from Oldham here. I can tell. I'm not name moves, but there's 2 of you. So
up at 6.
Yeah.
There isn't. There really isn't. You need to check my address. Thank you very much.
I have. I've got your address here, mate, and it's got Oldham. OL. Yeah. So
that's a doxing.
All I'll say is what happened at the weekend was bad because none of our team performed. They were shit, all of them, apart from Donnarumma. He was the only one that made an effort for me. And I spoke to Martin after the game. We were both.
You hate Donnarumma.
Don't hate him, mate. I just love.
Wow,
Trafford.
the lies and the slander that's coming out here. You call him Donna Kebab.
Listen. The only reason I hate Donna is the name Donna because it's my ex-fiance. It's true.
This is like story time. This is like story time with Grandad.
This is a great way to end it.
Back in my day,
me and Donna used to paint the town red, flapping at kebabs in the middle of town.
That was a nickname, Donna Kebab. That's what the sister used to call her, Donna Kebab. Anyway,
she didn't have a kebab, did she?
No, she didn't.
What's your other ex-fiance called?
Jay, stop. I know what you did there.
But let's not. We just have to hope we get our centre out. What concerns me is 2 years on the bounce, we've had a whole of our defence out injured. What the fuck is going on? Seriously.
Yeah. It's bad.
Seriously,
Big time.
It is bad, and there has to be something we're doing wrong to have all our defence out in 2 years on the bounce.
I think a large part of it is that we have Stones and Ake as two of our defenders, and it's a fucking miracle that Ake. I mean, obviously he's going through injections to do it, but it's a miracle that he's not flat out injured at this point. But when you have Stones and Ake, you are guaranteed to have like two defenders out basically the whole season long, which is
Do you know why?
Nobody start of the season really predicted that the two players that would be injured would be Diaz and Gavaggio at the same time, because nobody even thought of that, because that's bro, that can't happen, and it's happened.
Anyway, LB, I'm going setting up my live.
All right, mate. So no, we're going to wrap it up here anyway. We've been live.
I'm live at midnight. I'm doing a late night.
Go on, Martin, lad.
Are you doing it from your Martin? Are you doing it from your car?
No, I'm doing it from my office.
Right, sweet. Let me do these chats that we got out of here. Big up Sign Silver, who says Luis Enrique only, man. What the fuck are we doing? I'd take him all day long, bro. I'd take him all day long.
Him or company is my two.
Yeah.
Well, at least you get Trafford back in the net, because Donnarumma would be the first one out the bloody door.
I know that would be pretty, man.
Yeah, that'll be good. Come on, Trafford, get in there, son.
Shout out to LB, who says if we get 115, I'll take Sean Dyche, to be honest.
If we get 115.
And big up to Star Killer as well, who's coming in with a membership. Appreciate it, bro. Right, sweet. There we go, lads. Over 2 hours done for you. It was only meant to be an hour, but there you go. 2 hours. Couple of additions as well with Martin and Alan jumping on as well. But big up to you guys.
Right. I'll see you all on Wednesday. I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah. Look, now Martin's coming on. We're going to me and Martin are going to do a show Wednesday night chat. You know what I mean? Do one of them 4-hour streams. You don't know it's 4 hours yet.
Thank you, LB, for letting me come on.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Right, sweet. Catch you next time, boys. See you later.
Peace out, people.
See you, Jay.